film, yes, but it all went horribly wrong with Gremlins, you know? Just one of those things.
You donut. Right, I'm just trying to add Karen, but she's not coming up on my list.
Right, High Priestess. Fuck it. I've got her on my list. I wonder if I can add her in my way. Hang on. How the fuck do I add? Hang on. No, if I hit this button, I'm going to lose you. I just know it. I'm going to try. Hang on. If you lost me, I'm sorry. You still there? You still here?
Yeah, I'm still there.
Good. Okay. Now, what button do I press? Stupid Android. Okay. People and... Oh,
no, tell me about it.
Add people. I'm looking. Where are you, woman? I don't have her because she hasn't spoke to me this way. I've only got lots of High Priestesses that are not the High Priestess, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Can you find her or not?
I can't find her. I can't find her on Hangouts.
Shit.
I know.
Can you check if she's added a new stream at all?
Karen, we're trying to find a way to add you.
Is she in comments?
Have a look. Because it's the first time I've added somebody on this, so I'm just hang on, what's that?
Oh, I'm calling her now, apparently. Okay, I'm already in a call, it says, for fuck's sake. I've got her thing here, just got to add her. How do we add? Add? That's just stupid, because I haven't had a conversation with her, so to say, even though I have, it's not letting me fucking do it.
That's weird.
Fuck right off, you serious? I've got it here, but it won't let me fucking call it, or the High Priestess. I've got it here, but it won't let me add it.
That's weird. Hang on.
Fuck it.
Let me just hang on, I've got an idea.
I've called her a million times and then
I've got ink, so I'm gonna send that to Karen over G Plus.
Do that. Yep, I'm with you. Do it. That's how she sees it.
And then right.
Something. Of course, time's running away. I've got to like hoover the house at like fucking whatever time. Oh, what the hell's happened? I know my internet went down for like 5 minutes. That's what happened on my end.
Yeah.
The whole entire BT internet went down. Yeah, and I was like, oh, for fuck's sake. So I logged in via what you call FON, like which is like a free internet thing, but it's like not very quick. And then she obviously lost patience and closed the stream down, which, you know. Oh, my cigarette's gone. Still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
So I've just got black screen. Hang on. Oh, it still has back. Okay. Just trying to find. Fuck. Trying my cigarettes. I want a cigarette so bad. See my cigarettes, darling.
Are you done?
No, I'm not done. We've had a lot of technical problems, so I'm not done by a long shot.
Alright.
Not found it.
Karen.
Probably gone to bed. Right. Great. Cigarettes in this thing. What the hell? I'm just not in the mood for this. Now on the floor. Okay, of course. That's where we are. On the floor. Right. Okay. Back to, hang on. Invitations, hang on. Oh, that's from other people.
It's strange.
Hey?
I said it's strange.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can add from my iPad.
Go for it. Search on Google Plus, it says there. Okay, so. Come on, you piece of junk. Always weird people. Aye. But let me.
No.
So I mean, no. Oh, this is really awkward.
Oh,
My phone.
God.
What I need is her freaking email.
Yeah.
That would help probably.
Ah, Karen. Karen here, distress order. I've never had so many issues with an invite.
Is she there? Is she?
Yeah, she's on chat on mine.
Okay, well, at least we got some contact. Hello, I'm sorry.
I wonder if I can add her.
Go
Here.
I can't find it for shit. I'm looking for all over Google Plus. There's always freaking fakes. The High Priest. There's a guy here called the High Priestess. What the hell? You're a high.
What?
Yeah, there's a guy here. The High Priestess, John Anime. You're a guy. You should be called the High Priest, you muppet. Unless you're one of those gender neutral people, binary, special snowflake. Don't offend me because I don't know what gender you are. One of them. You have no problem.
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
I have no problem.
Okay.
Who's laughing in the background?
Riley,
Yo?
I've got her email. Can you see the chat on YouTube?
I can't. I wonder if she can.
Well, no, she's just done giving me a. But you can get chat up, can't you?
Me? I don't think I can. Hang on.
Oh shit.
Yes, that's exactly what it is. Exactly. Just pure fucking shit. I chose the right character this morning. I had it all planned out for it. It's going to be hilariously funny, but no, I'm just not going to do it now. What I'm going to do, if Scotty does this stream...
Tell me if you see that.
Hang on. Got to press back at that.
Hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. Right. Invite. Karen, I've just sent you an invite per email.
No, I can't get back to you. I can hear you, but I can't get back to the fucking camera. What the fuck? This is ongoing calls. Zara and Karen. Lovely. Let me back in.
I think you need to go press your arrow back.
I do, and it just says you've already got a call. I'll get you for a brief second. I'll try again.
Okay,
No, I've lost you.
I added Karen to this, but it's come out with yeah. Okay, got it.
Ongoing call. Why can't I fucking get back into my... Oh, for fuck's sake. Karen Summers.
Press the arrow back.
I do, and it goes outwards. If I hit the ongoing call, it says you're already in call. So I press back, and then I lose you.
There you are.
Yeah, but I've lost you. You can see me, but I can't see you. The fuck?
How's that?
I can't see you. I press back, look, and then you'll disappear. What the hell? Ongoing call. Click on it. Disappear. What about this one? Is that it? Come on, you. What is wrong? You're already in an ongoing call. Try this button. I'm already in an ongoing call. No shit. I want to go back to that call. Just let me back in. Right,
You should
message.
be able to.
Please let me back. Stupid phone. It's about wrong.
Please send me back. Hang on a minute. Right, that should be better.
I can't get back to you. It just says, or I'm already in an ongoing call, apparently. Let's try.
Go back to it. It's alright. Sorry if you're seeing two pictures.
Yes, I click on that. It says ongoing call, and I've got Zara Hilton added, ongoing call at the top with 2 of you somehow. I press OK, and then it says you're already in an ongoing call. I suppose I could carry it like this. I've just got a big thing in front of my face saying you're in. Yeah, I can't talk. You're already in a call, so I'm just going to leave that avatar up, even though you're blocked by a stupid text box. At least I can see you.
All right, okay.
So if I press OK, oh, there you're gone. You're gone. What the fuck? It doesn't help.
Sent me an invite to this video, but not to join. Oh, fucking hell! It's all right.
No. Oh shit! Hang on, I got a real problem here. Oh,
I've just put mute on the computer, and I'm doing this so I've got.
Hang on, Karen, can you see me? Hello?
I can't see you.
Oh god, hang on, I've really fucked up, haven't I? I've taken her fucking invite. She's giving me an invite now. Can she see me? I'll go back to you.
No.
Hang on. I've taken her fucking invite. She's giving me an invite now.
Hello.
Hello? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Now it's doubling over. What the hell is going on?
Hang on a minute. That's my fault. Let me turn it from the laptop. Let me turn it from the iPad off. Hang on.
I'm gonna have to do this with this stupid thing in the middle saying you're already in a call. That's the only way I can do this. What the fuck? Just let me back in. Yeah? You gone. Gone. Can you see me? 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 Right. One back with no stupid text away. Karen, where's Karen? Oh, son of a bitch. Has she seen your... He's silent. Brilliant. Now I can't understand the words you're saying. You're completely silent. No, I'm not proficient in lip reading. 1 second. Okay, 1 second's good. 1 second's good. Yes, yes, something like that. I don't know. I can't hear you. What is going on? No. Cut. Start again. Finger. Finger closed. Monkey face. 1 minute. Up yours? It's like charades, but really bad. Fuck off. Okay, alright, okay, okay. You can hear me, I'm assuming. Yeah, you can hear me, that's good. Nod of head, good. Let's nod head like parrot. Good, right, okay, good. 1 minute. Laptop comes out. Typing things. Pen! Oh, smart. See, brains. What have I got? None of them. I hope High Priestesses watches Five Glories. What does that say? Fucking Mike! Yeah, you ain't kidding. Why has it done that? Is that my fault because I signed out? Somehow. No, not my fault. Okay, that's good. 1 minute. Writing stuff. Get off my back, you asshole. What does that say? What? Muted by accident. Ah, okay. So we press the unmute button. Don't know where the unmute button is. Where is the unmute button? Is that it? I have no idea where the unmute button is, and this stupid Apple, damn you, Steve fucking Jobs. Why do you make silly computers that nobody is compatible with? And I spend lots of money on this computer. I'm trying to unmute. I see. Okay, that's very good, very good. The Benny Hill of YouTube. And where's Karen, High Priestess, in all this? What the hell? Yes, I hear something. I hear you. Yes! Take some of that! Hallelujah!
Finally!
Hallelujah! Hallelujah! I'm so happy now. Hello!
Hi. Oh my god. What a nightmare! Why? I can't believe it! I was going crazy!
Made it! Well done, Zara! Gold fucking star!
Yes.
Do you want to know something funny? I've got to put the phone on charge now, and I'm worried as soon as I hit the phone on charge, it'll drop the Wi-Fi. Okay, what's my battery say? 18%. Fuck it, we'll just hold on until it gets to 2%.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you!
Yay!
Well done, Furtless. Well done.
Bloody marvellous.
For anyone else following this, they must be going, what the hell's going on?
Well, there is, I don't know how many
feedback. There's a lot of feedback.
Oh.
Can you hear me?
Hitch number 2, feedback, okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
I can hear you.
I can hear you.
Oh, good.
Oh, that joy.
Oh, I'm just gonna try. I'm just gonna see if your live feed is still around, Karen.
Oh, what a nightmare.
Yeah. I think it all started because my internet cut out for all of like 5 minutes. We keep getting the internet just cut down. I swear I'm going to not pay my bill at this rate because they're not doing their contract on their bit, you know. The only thing I do spend a fortune on is fast internet. No, not allowed that. Damn BT.
Hang on, I might have to mute my mic.
Okay, I'm just trying to set a speaker up and put my phone on charge while talking. Blah, blah, fucking blah. Hold the line. Hold the phones.
Hold the line. Someone will
We're experiencing a technical difficulty now. I probably sound like I'm underwater. That's what usually happens. Okay, here we go. Phone going in holder. Phone's working in holder. Yes. Okay. Stand up, you piece of thirtless. Come on. Right,
Crazy.
phone there.
Right, I'm gonna
Charge.
try,
Right, this is the.
I'm gonna try and change mine over to the laptop again, and then I'll mute everything on the computer.
All right. Good luck. So you got a stream open of some sort.
Yeah.
I think I had the sound of the video running in the background, so that's why I was getting feedback.
Right.
Oh,
Can you hear
no.
me?
I can hear you. I can hear you.
And
Yay.
Now no feedback, right?
Right.
You.
I hear you.
wonderful. Karen, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Brilliant.
Okay, Order is going to light a well-deserved cigarette, and I'll be right back in 2 seconds.
That's why I had to get to the iPad so I can go in the kitchen and have one.
Yes. Go to the bathroom.
It's a bad habit, isn't it, Harry?
What a nightmare.
Right, done. Okay, I have an hour. 1 hour. Oh God, am I muted?
No.
No.
Okay, there's just there's a clone of Zara that's muted. That'll be your Apple, yeah.
That is the
Ooh.
Right, got you. Okay. So, whatever. We can all talk. We can all interact, and anyone that is watching is going to be confused as hell. Excellent. So, if you're a dedicated follower, well done. Very clever.
But I can't see the chat for the moment. It's only when I go back to the computer I can see it.
I can see the
Wait.
chat,
Okay.
but I can't. Who is that?
What a bloody nightmare.
Cyanosis.
Signosis. Signosis. Yeah. Signosis, educate me. Signosis means the bluing of the lips, apparently, when you're dying or nearly dead.
Oh. Okay.
And they also make computer games.
That's nice.
Oh dear. Do you know what, guys? What I'm going to do, I'm going to put my... So you two can do your thing. I'm just going to put my camera face on.
Our thing. We got a thing.
Yeah, you two have got your thing, haven't you?
Okay.
So
I
I'm just
hope I
going
haven't
to
got a
turn
thing.
the camera off. No, my camera.
No, I haven't got a thing.
You got a thing.
I haven't got a thing. There is no thing.
It won't let me turn the video off for my iPad. So.
Oh.
Hey, join in as you can join in as well.
The more the merrier.
Yeah. It wasn't like some sort of syndicated fucking broadcast as such.
It's a Karen O'Reilly thing.
Right.
Well, you know, I actually thought we'd start off with that. You made an interesting point the other day, Riley.
Okay, go on.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Go on, I said. Go on.
Okay. You know when you mentioned why do spirits hang around cemeteries?
Yes.
Well, actually, I had a situation where I put up a video based on why you should release a spirit, like a loved one, because a lot of them will hang around cemeteries waiting for people to come and visit. They just expect that visit. And so what I've actually found is that if they are seeing people visiting others, they want to try and interact, and they see that as a source of interaction.
Okay.
So that's why a lot of them will hang around there, and because it's hallowed ground as well, sometimes they basically becomes harder for them to leave. So this is where you'll find a lot of things being tipped over at cemeteries.
Yeah.
You might find flowers lying on their side, and people have a habit of, you know, thinking, oh, out of respect, I'll straighten that up. But what they're doing actually, they're actually straightening them up, but at the same time having a spirit attached to them. So that way it helps the spirit leave that cemetery. So if you take something from a cemetery, chances are you're taking out a soul with you in some way.
I used to live behind a graveyard, and when we were kids, we used to take the little blue and green stones home.
Oh, nice.
But
there was one.
It was almost as if we were in the middle of a vortex, where where I used to live, because at the back of our garden was the cemetery. Then the next road over was this main road, and then the other side of the main road was hospital.
Yeah, right.
So we were like smack
fun.
in the middle of it.
Yeah. I actually love cemeteries. I make a good dead person. I'll fit right in.
Making tree houses.
Sorry?
Houses.
That went right over my head.
Tree houses. Should make a tree house.
Tree houses. Oh, it must be your language.
There was a great one. There was a great one at the bottom of the garden. We're in the cemetery, so we made a cemetery.
Whoa, what's up?
Okay.
So what about
You got stuck.
So what about spirits like Mary? You know what I was on about Mary? The first time I went to see Mary, she had a gravestone which is highly destroyed. I think she died in the either early 1900s, 1800, you know what I mean, 1911 or something along the lines. And her gravestone is absolutely mashed up. No one ever visits. And I thought this gravestone was falling apart. So I took it upon myself to try and straighten this gravestone. This is my first visit off way before I did YouTube. And she instantly told me to leave. And I said, oh, I'm sorry. And then I got to get out. Okay, I'm gone. I'm not coming back. But obviously, I visit her, and I haven't had much response since. Has she been hanging around for like 100 years on that freaking stone?
Well, you know, the funny thing is, they don't, how can I put it? They have a way of guarding things. They become possessive of their location. It's like a person who doesn't want to leave their home. You know, this is their home. She might not have her home anymore. It might have been demolished in all that time. So this is the only thing she has left to represent that she was here. And when people go touching it or, you know, disturbing that area, the spirits know. I don't know how they know, but they know. They really do. And they do become protective of their own area. I actually had once when I went down to the Rookwood Necropolis, which is one of the largest cemeteries in the Western Hemisphere. And
yes, I've seen that video. I've seen how big that is.
Yeah, it's massive. This particular spirit was actually kneeling down, tidying up her area, like on her own grave. And I thought this was a bit interesting, you know, because of the fact she was actually moving things off her grave to keep it all clear. And I actually interacted with that one that day. The recording, which was really weird, would not turn out. Every other recording turned out but that one. So whether the spirit interacted with it, like interfered with it so much that it didn't pick up, all you could hear was me talking to her, but you couldn't see her. And it was all like garbled. The whole video was just completely garbled. So that I didn't even bother using because there was nothing to show.
Yeah.
And it was so weird. She was basically stating that she didn't like mess, and the top of her grave was always getting messy. So this was like her way of keeping it clean and tidy, where all the other graves around hers were messy, tree branches falling out all over the place, leaves and clutter and everything, but hers was always completely tidy.
Oh, wow.
So it was very interesting. And this was like not in a very open area. This was like in an area that was clustered among all these other graves. And I happened to notice out the corner of my eye when I was walking through, there was this figure moving. And when I looked, I saw this woman kneeling down at the grave, just sort of like moving with her hand the stuff off the actual grave itself. And I said, are you okay? And she said, I just need to keep this clean. I need to keep this clean. I said, do you know the person? She said, oh, this is mine.
Wow.
So she was very visible. She was very, you know, because I was recording at the same time. I had a GoPro. And it was really weird. And that day was the day where I actually got this image of this dark spirit following me. I'll try and get a copy of it to share so you can actually see it.
So was she annoyed that you were there then? Was she annoyed that you were there then, in effect, or not? Or
she was just, no, she wasn't annoyed. She was just, this is my spot, and because of that, it was like she wasn't even caring whether I was there or not. You know, it's like, well, big deal, you're here, but this is, you know, I'm going to keep this part clean. So, yeah, it was really, I was taken back by that because normally they do want to interact more. But this one, she was just more in her own little world to keep that area clean. So I'll try and find that.
Okay. Fascinating. Totally fascinating.
It is fascinating. I want to show you something here, actually.
Go for it. I've just got to relight. I'm only like 5 foot away, so carry on. 2 secs.
Trying to locate it.
Just move. No, I've got half hour to an hour to move. We just got it going. Yeah, as long as you're quiet. If you want, just as long as you're quiet, it's okay. Okay, I'm back.
I want to show you this.
Okay, I'm looking.
This is actually, I don't know whether you can see it very clear.
Yeah, I can see.
You can see here in the background there's a dark figure walking by.
Is there any way of sort of zooming in? Is that possible to zoom in? Or just from? I'm sure on YouTube it's probably dead on, but from my end on the frickin' Android, it's quite small.
No, that's all right. No problem. I'll just go. Oh, here's another one in the background there. I will actually save that one as well.
I can see the black anomaly, I'll say. I can see that, but it's quite small on a phone, obviously.
I'll actually... Hang on. I've got a few things here, which I will show you.
I'm trying to build up the courage to go to that cemetery at midnight, just because it'll be quiet and whatnot. I'm on my own, obviously.
Oh, well, I've actually slept a whole night between 2 graves.
Oh, nice.
Great.
Yeah, they don't like oh, this is probably one you can see here.
Yes.
That's my mother.
I can. The outline. Oh wow. What, from your mother's resting place?
No, that was in my room. She actually came to visit, and as she walked by, I took the photo, but without her permission. So that was like the last photo I was able to take that night.
Okay.
Here's a spirit at the cemetery. No, sorry, this is not at the cemetery. It's at my veranda. This is another one that appeared in my room. I'll just save these and I'll go back to them. Oh, here's a hand that appeared. This was a spirit was reaching out to me, asking me to go with him. And as you can see, that's his hand. I took a photo. So I wasn't sure whether it would actually appear or whether it would be an orb.
When he said when Spirit said go with you, they didn't mean join you, did they? Or did they just mean follow me?
He wanted me to go with him.
Literally.
Literally. He wanted me to go with him. And I took a photo with my iPhone. So this is his hand reaching out to me.
Right.
Karen.
Here's another one where a male manifested in my room. As you can see, oh God, I've got to go. Here is his face.
Yeah,
It's an
I see it. Yeah.
I'll save that and bring it up. I probably
I see
should
it.
have
I do
done
see
all this
it.
before. Here's another one where there was a male here, and if you have a look closely, on this side is a female's face. As he was stepping back,
I can see the male. I can see the male who's doing this sort of pose. Is that correct?
I can't see
I'm
him.
trying to mimic his pose.
Got it double face.
I've got you on. I've got this on like large screen.
Oh, well, that way is it? Is that way? Is that it?
But his head. There's his nose. There's his mouth.
Yeah.
There's his eye, and go back here. And then on this side is an eye, a nose, and a mouth. And here is like her hair, and here is her
2 minutes.
face, like the chin. So there's actually two spirits there in the one photo.
Yeah, so I saw that straight away.
Do you see the headstone appearing?
Yeah.
That
Yes.
wasn't there. So that actually was appearing, and if you have a look behind it, there's like a silhouette. But it was like appearing. It wasn't there, which was interesting.
Above it, I don't know if that's houses or something, but where there's like a little sign, if you go further up a bit more, it's sort of, you've got a like there. That looks like the top of a head or something.
No, that there is a tree.
Oh, that's a tree there, because it looks like it's like a line, and then there's like a bump.
Yeah, because that's the sky. That's the building in the background. That's a very large building.
Oh,
So
right.
this began manifesting, but it was actually appearing as a body. So the weird thing was, here is like a head, and there is the rest of the body. It seemed to merge as I took the photo. Here is another one that began manifesting.
Cool.
Here is another one. That's my dad.
Huh.
He appeared in my room. Now, I'm a non-smoker, by the way, so if anyone says it's smoke, then I
Yeah.
can't be accused of smoke because of the fact I don't smoke.
Yeah.
There is the other one. As you can see, there's the chest, the neck, the head. This one is the female walking by the headstones. I put that up on the Google share page, the Truth Seekers.
Yes, you did. Yeah.
Here's one that was actually, I'll have to zoom in on that one because that was, here's another one moving. So if you have a look there.
Yeah. Yeah, I see that.
My daughter, my middle daughter,
right.
who was at the
Bloody hell. Yeah, I got you now. Okay, Karen, I got you.
At the time, my daughter there was about 4 or 5. She's now 20-something, 22. I lose track because I've got 3 of them. It's too much. And now over here is something standing behind the lounge near the door.
Yeah.
Now she was actually going to do her homework, and this thing just was sitting there behind the lounge in some way. It's hard to see what it is really. This is, I'll see this guy's arms. See how large his arms are? This is not a ghost or anything. This was actually my boyfriend at one time.
Wow.
I know, it's huge. This here is what they call as a motion. I can't even think of the name, but is it an orb or some type of manifestation? This was actually a club that was quite haunted, and people would go to the bathroom and get touched and, you know, funny things like that. Here in the hall, there is actually a orb that manifests, and that was just incredible, that one. Up here is my grandmother's space. Zoom in. Over here You can see the eyes, the nose, the mouth, the head. Might be a bit hard to see, actually, on there.
Yeah.
This was somebody else's house, a client that I was going to. At the time, I said to her there was a small child standing near us.
It's a very big.
That is the orb. And these are 2 consecutive shots. I said to her, there is a little girl standing over here. And I took a photo and I said, can you please stand back, because she moved. And I said, can you please stand back? You were. So when I took the next shot and she saw that orb, she was gobsmacked. And that's without a flash, by the way. So that's a real spirit orb.
That's cool.
Here is another one at the lady's home. As you can see, there's nothing there. And in the second shot, there is this orb.
Wow.
Now this is at a cemetery famously known as Sarah's grave in Castlereagh. And I went there one night and was asking to speak to Sarah. And there were so many spirits that were upset because people had gone out there and made a mockery of them. But this one was one I caught walking by. And she looks as though she's got like a long gown, and it's almost clingy if you have a look at it.
Yeah.
So it's not like a normal type of orb or anything either. Here is an orb, a blue orb, that appears, and there's a funny kind of rainbow colour down the side. I don't even know where that came from. Yes, there was a flash used in this shot because it being so pitch black. Oh, this one's interesting.
Oh, whoa.
This was taken at a fort, an old abandoned fort up on a Sydney cove. And I went there with my daughter, and it was so funny because as we're walking down, I'm saying to her, don't run, because there were a lot of cliff faces. There was no fencing around the edge of the cliff, and just a straight drop into the ocean. And this fort is so secluded. They used to have like the guns to protect the Sydney, from being invaded and everything like that. And as she was running ahead of me, I said, be careful, the boogeyman will get you. So when we get down there, she saw him in the tunnel, and she's talking to him, and she's saying, what is your name? And he says, Boogeyman.
Oh, wow.
Does your daughter have the same, well, through genetics, can she see things as well then, or?
Yeah, she sees them. My youngest, actually, not my 2 eldest. My 2 eldest, it's skipped. But my youngest, she often talks about the ones that go to visit her, and the way that they wake her up and they want to play and stuff like that.
Because my daughter had it when she was very, very young, this Harry character. We don't know any Harrys, and I wish to God I could show you this video. She's being pushed on the swings, and she's waving to the left, and there's nobody there at this park. And then this metallic, really, really loud, it's like you don't need any form of amplification. Metallic voice goes, Cooey. Nobody says Cooey. It's like Victorian sort of stuff, Actually, but she always just gone blah, 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 Harry. But today, she hears nothing. She hasn't seen anything. But she does remember this Harry character,
Interesting.
But, she speaks to them on the box, obviously, and they do reply to her here and there, and they're quite respectful. But she doesn't see anything today. But when she was like, I don't know, but up to the age of 2, it's always blah, 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 Harry, something, something, Harry, always Harry. It was her first word was Harry. We don't know any Harrys, never even spoke of the word Harry. And then this EVP on this particular video comes out, Cooey, So I'm wondering if, this Harry took a shine, I suppose, is the best word I can think of.
Well, there is a very big possibility. See, with children, they're more... they draw them in more, I believe, because they haven't been programmed to think anything's wrong. You know what I mean? Like, children usually aren't talked about with death and stuff like that unless the animal dies or something,
Yeah, that's what she's talking now, dead bird stuff. She's obsessed with dead birds. Yeah, but go on.
Exactly. But with children, they will actually be more inclined to have spirits around because of the fact that, you know, they're not they haven't been filtered in any way. You know, their minds haven't been programmed to make logic out of things. You know, they will see whatever there is without all that, you know, that false positive kind of, you know, well, you've got to assess whether it's real or not. Children see it, and it's there. This is a good example of an orb. I don't know whether you can see it here. I might have to enlarge it. I'll save it anyway. But this is a male's face and a baby's face right next to him.
Oh, wow.
So if I do zoom in, can you see his face? There's his chin, his mouth, his nose, his eye, and right next to the little girl's face.
They have very similar features.
Yeah. And I actually feel, this was a test. One of my staff, I said to her, she said, can you ask a spirit to come next to me? And I said, well, you ask them. Just put your hand out and ask them to come and touch you. And I said, and she said, well, take a photo. And I said, okay. So I said, ask them to come. And as I saw them moving towards her, I took the photo, and she almost fell off her chair.
Yes, it's clear. When I get my hard disk back, I've got to get a little lead for it, and thankfully this lead is cheap. I was going to be ripped off it, but I've got lots of photos with orbs surrounding me, and they sit above my head quite a lot for whatever reason, especially in this bedroom. This is when Charlie was about. So yeah, I did get scratched numerous times as well in sort of weird Chinese-looking symbols. God knows what that was about. I never felt any pain or anything, but yeah, I've got lots of photos with orbs and crap, you know, that sort of thing, like that photo with the woman's hand and the orb near the hand. They sit above my head for whatever reason that was, you know.
Yeah.
So as soon as I get that lead, I'll post them up, you know.
That'd be actually really interesting. I don't know whether you can see this, but here, watch this motion here. Now this was in a video. This is a spirit that was going past me, very mischievous spirit. What I kept feeling around the time of this was someone running up and touching me, and they were so fast I couldn't see them. They were just like bang, bang, bang. And so I thought, I'm going to turn my camera in that direction, and sure enough, I caught them going past. Can you see the blur?
Yeah.
So they're here.
What?
As they're going past. Oh, that's another one. There.
Yeah. Are all mischievous spirits black, or is that just like a mood representation? What is this sort of black and white business about then?
Well, I think it might be that, I don't know. I mean, that's something that I've never really asked about. See, with me, there's a lot of things that I haven't asked because I just accept them for the way they are. Most people who are probably new to this will be curious as hell as to what they do, what they think, you know, all that type of stuff. And the only reason I've been asking them of late about these certain things is because of what people have been saying, you know, and they're asking me. So if I don't have the answer, I have to go to the source to get that answer.
Yeah.
This particular photo is a young woman by the name of Maria. She's 17 years old, was killed in a car accident, and really wanted to manifest so that her parents could see she was okay. The problem was this manifestation was in my room at the time. This is without flash. This is her trying to manifest, and spirit won't always completely manifest. But as you can see, this is her head.
Bit like Pete's floating head, what I was talking about last time. The height, he was the same height. But go on.
That's right. So this was her head. Now, I don't know whether she wasn't, like, concentrating. I don't know how they do it, how they actually manifest. But apparently, from what she told me, she had not long been killed in this car accident, and she just wants her family to know. Now, I put it up, but I just said, look, in respect of this person. It's really important that you don't think this is how she's going to look forever. This is just the trying to materialize. And if they're not used to it, it's going to be difficult. They're not going to completely manifest. So that was really interesting, that one. And how she came to me is anyone's guess. This next one is in my office. Now, as you can see, that's Albert. And then you see Albert having a peek at what I'm looking at. So you see his hand here and his head. Now, most people can say that's smoke.
Yeah.
So you can see
Yeah, I see.
he's moving.
Yeah, no, I see it perfectly.
Once
That's
your
a
eyes
face.
are shut, there's a face in there, and that's my grandmother. And that's an inverted orb. So, you know when you invert a colour to black, like I guess I don't know what they call it, I can't think of the word, but that's an inverted orb, so you can see her face.
Wow.
I want to get my photos now and invert them all to see what happens with the orbs above my head, so we get faces.
Here's one that was in my hallway calling out my name. Now, as you can see, there's the shape here, the form, and I could hear this, Karen, hey, Karen, 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 and I said, what? I was like half asleep. I just pointed the camera on my iPhone and took the photo where the voice was coming from. I didn't even want to open my eyes because sometimes, you know, I got them right on my face. So this is what was in my hallway. This is a bit hard to see, so I won't bother about that. Here's another one. It's trying to manifest. This was in my room above me. This was usually at night is when I'll get my iPhone out and take a photo of them. Here's my dog, which is hard to see in this photo, but that's his head. That's his head there. And he often visits me. Oh, here's one that was manifesting in my room. As you can see, they're glowing. See, spirit is self-illuminated, so you don't need any torch or flash or anything like that. Here's another one. This is Chris. He's walking by the door. So he's facing this way.
Karen, can you ask if he's visited since? Not that I've noticed anything, but wifey's been like, I swear to God, that Chris has visited here or whatnot. Just, you know, she's got weird intuitions about it. But if you could ask me, it probably isn't, or probably is. I have no idea. I haven't felt anything. My wife was curious of it.
He has. He said that he tapped her on the back.
Right.
Did she have any tap on the back or anything that she said of? Or felt like?
No, she didn't say anything like that. But she was just aware that, because I told her about the stream and that, and it was like a day or two later or something, and she's like, I swear to God, yeah, this Chris has visited and done something. I have no idea what or where. Just got a weird awareness. I mean, he's naughty, did you say?
Yeah, he's not evil.
Yeah, right.
He's not. This is actually Chris using my mobile phone. I've actually got a video of him talking on my mobile phone. I don't know whether you've seen the video, but this is a still from that clip, and here is his eye. He's looking at the mobile, and he's talking into the mobile.
Oh, wow. I
got up one day, I went to take a photo of the spirit, and I don't have a lot of hard drive on my mobile phone because I'm not a kind of person who takes a lot of videos, as in, you know, I've got a camera that I use if I go out, but it's only short videos if I want to take them. And I went to use the camera just to take a photo, and it said memory full. And I thought, you've got to be kidding me. I checked the photo bit, and here's this video on there. And I thought, what the hell's this? And it was Chris. He recorded himself while I was asleep, snoring my head off, coming into the screen, And then talking like, you do this every night. You know, I've got your mobile. You know, showing off about the fact that he was using my mobile. So I'll try and I'll get it up in a minute. I'll show you the video. Oh, this is a good manifestation. As you can see, the ribs here. He's got his arm on his hip, and he's got his leg, you know, sort of like spread up. But if you have a look, the top of his head isn't manifest. It's only like the bottom of his chin down. And this is how some spirits have trouble manifesting. So
is he like overweight? Well, when you're spirit, do you like have a pot belly? That's not really the right word. Is there weight conditions or how you look? I can see it now. Before it looked like an animal. When you first posted it, I thought, what is that, an animal? But I see it now. When you said pointed up the chin, hands and his hips, I can see it now. But it's almost like his belly is larger than it should be, or I don't know if that's where the soul sits or something. You know what I'm trying to say?
Standing. As he was manifesting, he was actually manifesting from the ground up. What appeared like this mist forming from the floor and rising up. And as he rose up, he actually began to appear. He was so proud of himself, this guy. You know, he was like, look at me. I've still got this suave, you know, like I'm so cool kind of thing. And he had his little legs stuck out to one side. So people were saying, is that a tail? That's actually his leg.
Yeah.
So he's got one leg here and he's got one leg here, and he's posing. He was so excited and proud of himself.
Cool.
Here's another one that was beginning to form in my room. And this was coming towards me. So it was actually moving from that area towards me. This is at the cemetery. And as you can see, there's all different kinds of orbs, and there's also like a rainbow colour effect here. This is actually where I slept between this grave and another one that night on my own.
Wow.
Any particular reason for that? Just to be close, or?
No, because sometimes I just get tired of people. I know it sounds awful.
Yeah, people are assholes.
They are. They really
people.
Are.
I agree. I agree.
This is what people are amazed at. Like, I don't sit on chat. I'm not a chat kind of person, as in, you know, typing messages back and forth kind of thing.
Hey, I'm completely with you.
Yeah, and I do keep to myself a lot. I think because of growing up, you sort of get to that point where you think, you know, people don't take you seriously. It was a lonely path. You know, anyone who thinks, you know, oh, it's a great gift to have and everything, I'd like them to try 1 week in my shoes and see how much, you know, people treat you like an idiot because of the fact they think, oh, yeah.
You're delusional, in other words. You're delusional. Because they can't see it, it must not be real, so to say.
Right.
And I'll tell you what, I'll happily admit, I was a complete skeptic till I met my wife, and she said, remember, she's not a medium or anything, this is just one particular spirit called Charlie that spent 10 years really trying hard with the contact. He was amazing. But the point is, when I first met her and she said about this, I didn't believe her. I thought, yeah. And she's like, why would I make up such a crazy-ass story? You'll see. Oh, I saw all right. Wakey, wakey.
It's nothing unusual in my family.
See this photo? You're going to be surprised at what you see in this photo appearing. As I begin to zoom into it, there is actually a male who is pointing to his grave, but I will get to that in a second. I'm just showing you these. Here he is.
Where are we looking? Where are we looking?
Okay, right here.
Yeah.
There's his shirt, his black jacket, and his arm is pointed out, pointing to his grave. There is his head. Now, I'll see if I can save that, because I'll come back to that. Here is a closer shot. So you can see his hair, his head,
Karen,
his
Karen,
like his shirt. Yep.
hang on a minute.
I'm back.
Order's dropped out. There he is.
Oh,
I'm back.
There you are.
Right, hold that thought. I do need a toilet break, so just give me 2 seconds.
Okay.
What happened there?
Crazy. Oh, my grandmother was a how would I explain her? I suppose a precog when she was alive.
Mhm.
She loved bingo. And
Oh.
she used to have a dream of a friend dying, and about 2 weeks, it was always about 2 weeks later, they died.
Yeah. Some of these
And
aren't these ones. That's from my office.
there's some really, really good pictures there.
Yeah, this is in my bedroom, actually.
Oh, wow.
And that's fading. So you can see it.
Okay, in fact, carry on.
That was quick.
Carry on. Yeah, oh yeah,
See
as in you.
happening?
See you next. Yep, carry on, carry on,
Thank
carry on.
you.
I've got what's the time? I've got 25 minutes, so keep going.
All right. Well, I'll take that off there then, and I'll go back to where are you? Hang on a minute.
No worries. Tomorrow, usually Scott comes on. You're always welcome to join Scott's thing. We usually jabber rubbish, but you know, if you're bored.
Oh, thanks a lot.
Like I said,
you know, if you've got no life, Karen, you're welcome to come and
I have no life, so that, you know.
I've got
other than family life. Oh wow, that's a big feather.
It's
How's that from?
pretty one.
It is.
That fell at my feet.
Wow.
Yeah. God knows the kind
Do they
of
have
bird
anything?
that didn't poop on me.
That's huge.
That's a pterodactyl. That's what that would be.
I'm thinking, I'm glad it didn't do a poo. I'm fine with the feather, but no pooping. So, there was another thing I was going to talk about. Hang on, I said I promised I'd say something about it. Stacey Lynch
Go for
wrote, can you answer a question for me, please? Why do the Connect show a skeleton appearance when we are told at death we lose our body and are just energy? I'm confused by that. It appears the spirit energy has bones, like how humans show up on Connect. That's a really good question, but what happens, what I've actually seen is Connect actually, for some reason, when I see the spirits there, they do tend to have an outline, and I feel that what connecting with is the outline of a figure, not necessarily the joints. Mm-hmm. So where you've got the spirit appearing, that would probably be inclined to be that shape that it's picking up on, not necessarily bone structure.
So it doesn't connect just showing dot-to-dot effects. It's like a dot-to-dot thing, isn't it, that connects? It fires loads of lasers out, isn't it? It's like a green laser, but thousands of them.
Mm. Well, with the Connect, I actually feel it picks up on shape, on form. With trying to think of one that was there. There was one that was turning on my light, which is on one of my videos, where it's called The Culprit, and it shows the light being turned on by this spirit who does like a Michael Jackson dance as he turns on the light. But that's all through Connect as well. It does. It's really fascinating because it did pick up the shape of him, but I could not see his face. So when you think about Connect, it probably is at a set ratio. You know, this is where, you know, the arms and limbs are. But there was that guy that she was putting that comment on that video. Matthew, is it? Some guy from the UK.
Yeah, Matthew McGree or something.
I can never say his name. I know McGee. I know about.
Well,
yeah.
I'm a bit. So I mean, I shouldn't be, because, you know, I really do want to believe his video, but I just feel they're too professional for my liking. When I see the spirits appear, usually on Connect, they start off with what looks like a ball of blue, and then it drops down into the figure. And it's always been the same way every time it's connected with the spirits around me. You see the ball appear, and then it drops into a figure. With his videos, they just seem to pop up. You know, there's no ball there, and then and because of the shape shifting of the spirit and the motion of the spirit, the limbs don't always seem to be at the same length. If you notice, they seem to sort of like dart out a little.
They fray as well, don't they? Sometimes they're up here, sometimes they're down there where Connect tries to get a grasp on it. I have seen them. They flail around quite a lot, I've noticed.
That's right. But with him, they seem to, they just seem too created, in my opinion, to be honest. You know what would probably be better? This is like a something that if he's watching, if anyone can share this video with him and say, look, have it so you're not having that that background kind of thing. Have it in the actual background, so that if there is any type of appearance or on the infrared, so that you can see where it's appearing and whether there is any distortion in the infrared. Because with the way that the spirits have appeared on mine, they always show that blue dot and then the spirit dropping down into it. And it's because they begin as what is similar to an orb, and then they become manifest. Spirits just don't pop up like his video seems to suggest. They do seem to, when they become to a point where they're manifesting enough for something like that to pick it up and track it, it's got to start with some type of manifesting. It doesn't just appear. Spirits don't just pop out and completely appear full-bodied. Sometimes
this is why I worry about like people with massive subscriptions and that. It's almost, I mean, I've noticed this, I don't know if you agree or not, but I almost feel like it's like seasons, because I mean, we've had lots of activity in this house way before YouTube was the best time when I had all the activity. And as like I said, we kept a vow of silence on it and never recorded it because we felt so fortunate to have it. But it was like seasons. You get something like within a couple of weeks, and then something would go quiet for a long time, And I know, like, I don't know, try to think of an example. These TV programs, they have a contract to get the viewers. I know he doesn't, so to say. But when it's a slow day, what is the temptation to do? To not lose that contract, to freaking fake it, And that does worry me, because obviously once so many people fake their stuff, other people look like, we're on the same bandwagon and we all seem like we're so delusional. As you said, try a day in your shoes, everyone thinks you're freaking delusional because there is this notion that, well, it's all fakes anyway, and it really doesn't help, especially in 2016 with all the technology that is available, to do that. Fake.
Well, you're dead on, because this is what's frustrating for me. In my profession as a psychic medium, and I speak to a lot of people, and I have to get over that barrier of all those ones out there that have made a complete joke of it and just used it as a get-rich thing. And let's face it, there's a lot of them. I actually give away a lot of my work. A lot of it's just, the other day I gave away 2 readings for nothing, valued to $110, and it's not the money for me, it's the principle. And if I could say, look, this guy has got fantastic evidence, and even Huff, for example, if I could say, I really think this guy is doing me a great justice in proving to people in the multitude that spirit does exist. I want nothing more than to say this person is fair income. Look at the proof out there. Spirit's trying to contact, and they are. But when people are doing a, in a corrupt manner, where they are, pardon the language, and I don't swear often, but when they're bullshitting to people, when they do that, it's like they are making my job harder. They're making my job harder.
Yeah. So, all right, here we go. The personal questions and whatnot. I don't know how much research you've done on Miss KF. What we were talking about earlier. If you're on about earlier in the week, do you know what I'm on about? KF.
I know.
Can I say KF?
Yeah, I know you're on
I think so.
Yeah.
Is that,
so, yes. What I want to know, that's not her fault, maybe, unless she's abusing. But what I want to know is, someone like that, she has been accused of not being what she is of saying. Do you often find that people, they come to you because they need help, but at the same time they're really skeptical and don't believe a damn thing because of people like her?
Well, I do get them, but not as much now, which is one good thing. The reason being is a lot of my clients are referrals. If someone has been to me, and when I had my office, people would ring up and they'd say, can I come and see you now? Do you have a space available? And if I had that space available, I'd say, yeah, okay, just come down. And they'd say, do you want my name? I'd say, no, I don't want your name. I don't want to know anything about you, and I don't mean to be rude, but the less I know, the better. That way, you can't accuse me of doing any checking up on you or anything like that. And that's why I have staff handle my bookings, because I don't want to know about the person. I don't want to know their first. I've actually fired a member of staff because they gave me the name of the person, and I said in the time that I actually had them, I said, this is what you do not do. You do not give me the name of the person at all, because if you do that, you have corrupted that reading. And even when people are having a reading with me, the first thing I say to them is, do not ask or do not tell me why you're wanting this reading. Just let it happen. Let whatever comes through come through. If there's someone that's going to be present, I will tell you what they're telling me. Then at the end, I will say, do you have any questions? And usually I've covered everything anyway, so there's no need to ask questions. When the other day I had a woman who I was doing a reading for, and she won the reading, and through that, the interesting thing is she did say to me, I wanted to know whether her grandfather, I think it was, she had a dream about him, and I said, was this dream outdoors? Was he walking towards you in the sunlight? And she said, yes. And this was a vision that I got the second she mentioned her grandfather. And I said, and were you up higher? So it's like I get to see things. The second a person may say something, I'm already filling in the blanks. And I said, this is how I see it. And she validated that. I've had ones that you just can't make up things. There was one guy that came to see me, and all I kept seeing was people jumping out of planes. And I couldn't make heads or tails out of why I'm seeing these people jumping out of planes everywhere. And it was like I'm seeing these, mushrooms. First of all, it looked like mushrooms. And it was before my eyes, and I could barely see this guy because the vision was so strong. It was like clouded every part of that room with someone put a projector in front of me, and I'm seeing this dropping kind of sensation. And as I focused more, and I'm just saying in my mind, let me see more, then I saw what appeared to be people at the end of parachutes jumping out of these planes. And then I'm seeing crashing, and then I'm smelling smoke, and then I'm smelling like explosion smells, like gasoline, that type of thing. And I said to him, I'm sorry to say this, does this make any sense to you? Please don't think I'm crazy. And he just sat there like this, and he said to me that he had just come back from being in the army, and they had to drop in the middle of an area in, I think it was like in Beirut or something like that. He said, and as they were dropping, their plane hit the ground, and he said, all I could smell for days was the gasoline in my nose, in my throat, and everything. I could taste it because he said it was so scary. I thought I was going to be killed if they found us. And he was describing this event after I told him what my vision was. And I didn't know this person. This was the one who just said, can I drop in, to have a reading? And I'm getting all these images before me of things that had already happened to him, not necessarily spirit. So but the funny thing is, he said to me, it's funny, I felt I was being protected whilst I was there, like something big, like something beyond me, something bigger than me was looking after me whilst I was there, making me invisible to other people. And I said, well, that's probably, probably right. You don't dismiss that, given the circumstances. If you were in a position where you could have been, he could have been decapitated, if he got caught, that type of thing. He said, I feel something higher was watching over me. And he said, and what you've just described, he said, that is exactly how it was. He said, we were jumping for our lives because the plane had been shot. And he said, all it was a matter of time, we're thinking they're going to come and get us. But they basically had to bury themselves to survive. And they had to wait until rescue came.
Wow.
So,
mad.
Yeah, it's pretty full on. Sometimes the things you see aren't things you want to see. I've had cases where I had one woman turn up, and she was an old lady. Before she came, I always say, if there's anyone here for my client that's coming, please, tell me your name or tell me something that only they would know. And I will be happy to pass it on, because I don't want to use the whole reading time being a go-between. If they've got to say it, I'll say it out the middle of the beginning of the reading, and then the rest of the reading is done the way it should be. So I'm keeping within a time, because I do have a habit of going over time. My longest was 5.5 hours.
Oh my!
Whoa!
Yeah, because this lady's loved ones just kept coming through, and this was one that won a reading through a newspaper. I was doing columns back then, and they were voluntary, and she won this reading, and she had her mother come through. Before she even sat down, I said, oh, by the way, Margaret's here. And she was in a mess, and she said, oh, my God, that's my mother. I was asking her on the way to let me know that she's here. And it was like one thing after another, and then this man was beside her, and all I could see was half of his face. And he looked like a soldier, like, he was all in a uniform type of thing. And I said, I can't understand why the rest of his face isn't appearing. I'm seeing him talking, but I can't understand him. And half of his face is gone. And it turned out that he had a ulcer on one side of his face. This was her uncle. And when it burst, he died because of the blood that was lost. And it was from some type of...
This is very similar to with my daughter. Now, Pete, which is my wife's nephew, when you say nephew, don't think of a young child, he's 30-something years old. He was hit by a train, and I've got a video up of family revelation, and we never knew if it was suicide or not suicide. Well, fair play, he came through on the PSB, and he basically admitted it was suicide. We knew it because he had those tendencies, blah, blah, blah. But the point is, the coroner called it a glancing blow. He was hit by the train on the side of the face, wasn't at 1,000,000 miles an hour, it just caught him, And the reason why we weren't sure is because it was very misty at night. He was drunk, as usual, and he had his headphones blaring. Could have been an accident, but he always crossed those tracks all the time to get home. Anyway, my daughter was nearly 2, just talking. Obviously, we've got the Harry thing, but in bed, my wife was like, look, you're going to have to budge up. For Pete's sake, she goes, I can't budge up, Mum. Why can't you budge up? Well, because there's a man and he's got a really poorly head. You know? So, right, we worked out exactly who that was, you know what I mean? He's got a poorly head and he's next to us, you know? And she saw, well, the child saw it. We couldn't see it. This is the same spirit that manifested its floating head, which freaked the hell out of my wife, you know, what we were talking about last time, and, you know.
Wow. That's freaky.
Yeah. It would be when you're not used to it.
But yeah, I mean, she's no medium. I've never seen any manifestations. Charlie's manifested himself in front of my wife before, and he's a very tall, proud man, apparently. She's seen him, like that picture I've got with all the blackness. That's the only time I've seen him in terms of, not with my own eyes, but when I took the picture, nothing there, and then, like, there it is, you know what I mean? But in terms of, like, my wife actually seeing what he looks like in life, she has seen that, a full manifestation. And so's Justin when he was a little boy, when he first come onto the scene with his friend. They both come running down the stairs crying, Mummy, Mummy, there's a man in my room, there's a man in my room. Wifey goes up like, what the hell, you know, how does someone get in our room? It's upstairs and there's no door, you know what I mean? It's a one-way exit. You would have seen a man walk up our room, you know what I mean, through our door. And all the battery-operated toys were just going on one, but there was nobody to be seen, if that made sense, you know? And that was the introduction of Charlie, you know?
Wow.
Yeah. I wouldn't put it past her if that's how she was seeing him. Everyone, I believe, has a gift, and they will come to you if they feel that you are not going to judge them. I really do believe, you know, most people will find, from what Spirit has told me, the more that you get involved in them and show an interest in them, they will edge their way into your life. They will step forward. They will call your name. It's not unusual. Hi, Julie. Hi, Darren. It's not unusual for people to hear their name called. And you've probably heard your name called Zara. You know, you may have heard your name called Riley, where you hear this disembodied voice, and it's like a whisper, and they call out to you just to let you know, hey, you're not alone.
I may have done, certainly as a child. I certainly used to see when I was in my old house. When I was like, I took 4 years old. An old woman in the corner of the room. Look, Gareth, there's nobody there at all, but in the corner, I know I saw it. The only thing I've had recently, which was Christmas Eve, I think I've told the story 100 times. I was sang Christmas carols, and it was open air speak, and it was loud, and it was emanating like above me in the ceiling. I thought, Christmas carols? You're kidding, right? At midnight? This is Christmas Eve 2015, midnight just about, and I'm on the toilet, so I get myself off the toilet, what the hell? And I go to the landing, I can hear it, and it's like in a monotone, it's not out of tune, but it's monotone. That's the best way I can describe it. And I'm sitting there listening intently. It gets to the third line of the Christmas carol, Silent Night, Holy Night, all is calm, all is bright, and then it just stops, and all you can hear is a deafening silence of the fridge humming. My God, that wasn't carolers, that was a spirit of some sort. So I wake up my wife, you'll not believe what's happened. She's like, go to sleep, don't be silly. So I crawl in bed with her. The next second, as we like just try and dismiss it, it is like a load of them had gathered, gone downstairs and gone like around our Christmas tree. And I can't describe it. It didn't sing a Christmas carol this time, but it was like this loud emanating horn sound. It sounded demonic and weird. Not saying it was demonic or anything weird, but it's a really weird... No, I get the same noise that comes out of the spirit box every so often. It's a really strange, sharp, short blast, probably about 5 seconds. Both of us crapped our pants and didn't dare venture downstairs, but we both heard it that time. So 2 of us heard it. Oh my God. But that's the only time I've really had open air speak that's definitely no mistake. That is not just, did I hear that right? That was loud. That was spot on. That was, you know, if anyone was there at the same time as me, they'd have heard it too, you know? Very weird.
You would probably find that the majority of times when you will hear them is when you're not paying attention.
I was paying attention. I was on the toilet.
Not that kind of attention.
just had the door open, going to the toilet. It's Christmas Eve and silent night. Right, okay. Holy no, I can't describe. It's really metallic. This metallic sound keeps coming back every time I describe. It's metallic sounding, really strange. You know.
It is. It is metallic-y. Did you see that video where they were visiting my daughter's room? Like they were appearing in my daughter's room?
With the drawers in the background. Is that what you're on about?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I did see it.
You saw that one.
Yeah.
I want to show you just very quickly because I know you've got to go. But I just want to show
5 minutes.
you that. Oh, gosh.
I'd like to stay longer. Stupid technical difficulties. I got to clean a house, or I get in trouble if I don't clean a house.
I won't.
Man, clean 10-minute blitz to make it look like I've done an hour's worth of work.
I will try to be really quick. God love you. All right, hang on a second. There is. Where are you?
I'm here.
Right, Darren said you're so funny.
Thank you, Darren. What's funny is his bloody little videos he's done. I think the funniest one he done was that Huff skit where I appeared in his new bloody Ghostbuster trap and the V's. Has everyone seen that one yet?
Which one?
I remember ages ago I accused Huff of taking 48k for this movie. It turned out to be 6, and he did a sketch. I said, "Where is the money?" And he put my face in his new Ghostbusters thing. Huff was holding up 2 fingers to say number 2, but it looked like he was swearing, like "fuck you." It's only a 15-second video. Of course, when I got it wrong, I publicly apologised. And I said, "Look, I'm sorry, but I'm done with you," like that. And he still puts the 2 fingers up like this. But it's on my playlist, up close and personal. Look for it somewhere. Or Darren will be able to show it, I expect.
Well,
Darren, could you post it up on Truth Seekers Day so everyone can see it? That'd be great if you could post it up for everybody, because I've got to go in a couple of minutes.
Okay, because I was just going to show you Chris blinking, like Chris getting on the thing.
Okay, go on.
All right. So this is where he got on my phone. So I'll just try to change this thing. Oh, hang on, not that one.
Mischievous touching my wife on her back. I suppose it's better than touching her bottom, but gee whiz.
Well, this is Chris. So I'll just go here. This was him using my iPhone. So you'll see him coming into the screen. This is him talking, his eye. That's probably not that good quality on here at the moment.
Probably not, but the point is you have a recorded file that's just come out of nowhere.
That's yeah. Maybe if I change the setting, it might make it. Oh, it looks so weird.
Post on a Truth Seekers thing, because
yeah.
that's what I do. Post it on. It's very pixelated.
It looks very pixelated for some reason. That's so bizarre. So I will definitely do that. I'll put it up on. I'll try to get the unpixelated version. The unpixelated version coming up.
Cool.
All right. So did you have any other things you wanted to talk about tonight?
Well, this morning, not I can think of. Well, when I go, keep the channel open and talk away, by all means, but I didn't do my homework, I'm very sorry. I tried to jump scare you with though, but we had technical difficulty and I got deflated.
Oh. Well, I'm really disappointed in not seeing
well, there's always next time.
I don't know what happened. You just would not appear in that Google thing.
Yeah, I wouldn't manifest, would I?
Well,
I kept putting in your order of magnitude. You have to give me your email. So next
Okay.
time it's...
Do you want it now? I'll give you it right now. So you got a pen and paper?
No, I'll type it in. Okay, go.
Okay, okay, so E, as in the letter E for echo. I'm going to say it English-wise. 3, as in number 3. 0, as in, well, O, 0. This is all in lowercase. Riley, so that's Romeo, Indigo, Lima, Echo, Yankee, R-A-L-E-Y. M, for mother. Number 2, then a 0. So that's E30, Riley, M20, at gmail.com.
Alright. Yours came up, Zara, but did you get my invite?
No.
Zara?
But mind you, I know why I couldn't add you to it. I wasn't following you.
Da da da! Revelation!
That's on G Plus though. I thought I had. And
Hang on a minute.
Oh crikey! I am now though.
I will have to curse you now. You do realise.
No.
blackness today.
I'm going to get my crystal and protect myself.
You have to. I'll tell you what, I'll send Chris over.
You can send him over to visit. He can chat away to my rabbit if he wants to.
Oh, I'm sure he'll love it. I'm sure he'll love it.
Or he can chat to all my others in spirit. I've got a few up there.
He's really funny. He has his moments where he'll be in the mood to want to interact and everything, and then next minute he's like, "Don't talk to me." I'm like, "Okay." I will call him. I'll say, "Chris, are you with me?" And he'll say, "Shut up."
Oh, charming.
So he's a real heartbreaker, this one. I'm sure he must have been
very complex.
a real heartbreaker when he was alive. I'll probably get an ear bashing tonight.
Most likely.
From him.
Most likely. I know my spirit, guys, but I've never spoken to him. I've seen him.
He's an
old Victorian man, dressed in Victorian dress, with a hat on, one of the old style hats, sort of business hats, with a moustache. He's got dark hair, and I remember him seeing him years ago, and I'm like, okay, who are you? And then I kept seeing him, and it's like, right, okay, well, if I keep seeing you, then obviously you're connected to me in some way. So I'm like, all right, hi. So,
have you, just out of interest, I'd really be interested to just find out how many other people have had this experience, because so far I've not come across anyone who has gone through the same similar experiences I have, and I feel really lonely at times. But there was, how can I put it, when my father visited me the first time, it was like 2 days after he passed over and was buried.
Yeah.
And I was asleep. I had my eyes closed, but I wasn't asleep. I was just lying there with my eyes shut. The room was completely dark, and with my eyes closed, everything got bright. Now, I've gone through this part where I was actually awake. I spoke to Order about this last time, but this particular visitation with my father, everything went bright, like daylight was suddenly in the room, and it was just the energy coming off the light, which was him. And then I heard his voice saying, "I want to give you a hug." Now, when Chris appeared the first time, he also gave off this incredible light that I could almost see the light that strong through my eyelids that were closed. And you know, I wasn't dreaming. I actually recorded him since, and I've got his voice there saying I love you and stuff like that. That's when he was really nice. But at this time, it was such a strong, bright light that it was irritating my filling. I've got a filling in my mouth. I've got one at the back, and it was like
So,
vibrating.
vibration. Yeah, I'll say vibration, but... So I'm man cleaning my listening, so keep going.
And good boy, very domesticated. So it was so bright I could see it through my eyelids, and my eyelids were quivering because of the light. I actually felt like all the front of my face was being in some way affected by this light itself. It was just incredible. And as he spoke, he said to me, "Hi, I'm Chris." And as he said it, that metallic-y kind of sound, as you described, Riley, that was the way he spoke. And he said, "Hi, I'm Chris. I really love you." Now, I didn't open my eyes because I knew if I did, he would be here in front of my face.
That's my wife's biggest fear. That is my biggest fear. When Charlie and that, she used to keep her eyes tight shut because she was worried Pete or anyone like that, they're going to be right there in her face, and she really fears that.
Mm. Well, wow. I wouldn't have been so scared if I had already known about Chris, but not having known who this Chris was, I wasn't going to encourage it. And because it was already hurting my eyes with my eyes shut, and my eyelids were like shaking, like the nerves were going crazy in them, I thought, what the hell? I've got this spirit around me I don't know. I'm not going to encourage him. And I just sort of like tucked my head down, and I was instantly off to sleep. And the next day I was talking to my middle daughter about it, and I said, I had a visitation last night. The funny thing is my young one, who was lying beside me, was not even moved by this voice or the light. I said to her, "Did you see it? And did you hear anything?" She said, "No." She had a sound sleep, so he singled me out. And I knew he was right next to me as I was talking to my daughter, and I said to him, because this is my middle daughter, I said, "Okay, I know he's here." And she said, "Where?" And I said, "He's here right near me." And I grabbed my iPhone and I recorded. I said, "If this is the same Chris from last night, I want you to repeat into this what you said." And that's when he said, "Karen, I really love you." And I put it up on Truth Seekers. His voice, the clarity of his voice is incredible. And that was just over my iPhone. So he was right next to me. He wasn't showing himself to me. And I think because he knew I wasn't going to look at him that night, he hesitated for quite a while in showing himself to me. So it was really interesting, you know, and I was wondering if others out there have had that experience with the white light, you know, with that light that has been so bright they can't even look into it. Because that one that I had, yeah, that one I had that time when I was, sorry? That one that I had, that I walked into that light and it suddenly surrounded me. I couldn't see my hand in front of my face. That's how bright it was.
Wow.
Look at Riley. He's really going to town with his cleaning.
He is, isn't he?
Yeah. Look at that. Where's your feather duster, Riley?
Oh dear, we trashed by like a couple of hours later. Whirlwind Camaro will come in and just trash it.
Oh, bless her.
I've got a Hoover in a minute, so I am going to have to say goodbye, sadly. But whose channel is this on? Is this on High Priestesses or yours, Zara?
It's on mine.
Hey? It's on yours, is it?
Okay. On the channel that works.
Right, okay. Just so I can put it on the playlist. That's all. Because obviously this is not live stream number 4, I suppose. But obviously, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I probably will have to put it on mine too. All these, oh, God knows what was going on. People are probably looking at my thing, unsubscribing now. We're not watching this, Looney. She can't even get people up on a friggin' live feed.
There is one danger. If you have order of magnitude on your channel, there's going to be lots of dislikes.
Well, I don't know about that. People seem to like you for some reason. Oh, and I'm not drinking alcohol. I'm actually drinking Esprit. Do you know what Esprit is?
No.
Right.
Oh, right, yeah, of course. 7 Up.
I call it Esprit. Esprit. Esprit in a wine glass. It's Sprite, lemonade.
Ah!
Yes. I got fancy. I don't drink.
I don't know if you can, just to go off topic briefly, I don't know if you can get it over there, but they've been selling here on and off 7-Up Mojito.
Mojito?
7-Up.
Yeah, it's alcohol free, but it's bloody delicious.
Is it? What is it?
It's
7-Up?
Well, Sprite, but then it's got like the taste of mojito in it as well.
No, we just get 7-Up Mojito alcohol in a like a Red Bull can, like 3% alcohol or something or other, or you'll get whiskey and Coke, Jack Daniels and Coke. That's it, that sort of thing in a sort of Red Bull can.
Oh.
What's mojito?
It's
Mojito?
a cocktail.
I've never heard of it.
A mojito? Isn't that why you're going to put salt around the bloody rim of the glass? Is that the real mojito style? Or is that something else?
I don't know.
Okay.
It's an
Okay.
It's an alcoholic.
I'll have to look
It's
into
nice.
that one.
I know it's popular in America, mojitos, I think.
I'll have to ask my aunt. She actually has, she's got a resort over in South Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
So she's probably up to that kind of thing. That was one good thing was when my dad was alive and I used to smoke years and years ago, he used to send over Salem cigarettes and you can't get them here. They're in a menthol type of, like an Alpine, which is what they sell here, but I'm so glad I quit.
Yeah, it's not a good habit. I'm not so smoking. I'm kind of fortunate at the moment with my health, but I will have to give up.
What are the price of cigarettes there?
I've got to work out. That's £3.50 for 12.5 grams, or £3.50 for a packet of 10, maybe £4 for a packet of 10. Something like that. I don't buy straights because
my mum smokes Dunhill. My mum smokes Dunhill International, and they're like nearly £10 a packet over there. Here,
what, 20 or 10?
20.
So
Yeah.
$dollars.
Let's work this out. Hang on. £7.50 is like $10, something like that. But I don't. That's American. I don't know about Australian. Something like that.
I'll give you an example. Cigarettes here are around $30, which works out to be 17.36 British pounds.
All right. I'm gonna have to go, but yeah, I'll check out the rest of the chat later, people. But if you want to join on Scott's channel tomorrow, if he's on, yeah, just give me a shout. Oh, well, just you know how to join in.
No, we have a laugh, don't we?
Yeah, we've got a live.
You got a life. Lucky you. Lucky you.
I try to have a life. I might actually go to a cemetery tomorrow.
Alright.
Yeah, trying to sort of catch up with a few. And just to sort of add on a closing note, if you get, look at you, if you get a spirit with a guttural kind of voice, it doesn't mean they're bad.
No, I didn't think so.
No. And if you see a red orb, it doesn't mean evil.
No, I didn't think so either.
No.
Alright, that's cool.
All right.
It's cold.
I will love
Peace,
you and
love it.
leave you.
Alright, I'm sorry, guys. Got a man clean now. See you later.
No,
Bye.
peace. Well, if you want to, Karen, you can carry on if you want.
Oh, okay.
If you
I've got
want,
no life.
it's entirely down to you.
All right. Well, why don't we have a look at a few videos?
Yeah.
Have you got any footage?
I haven't. No, it's quite strange. I'm more when it comes to like EVPs and all that. I've only ever done the one video, and that's with the Geminis box, which is on my channel.
Okay.
Personal experiences, I've heard ample, but I've never done. It's only sort of recently that I've slowly started to get back into it again. So as yet, I think I've got some orbs when I was videoing my rabbit, but I need to go over it again and have a look because I'm not 100% sure. So, but yes, it's all very interesting though.
It is fascinating. What I find funny is people who are new to it, and they're like, everything is paranormal, you know, until they begin to realize that not everything is paranormal.
Yeah.
But there are so many, and I have a bit of a giggle because they will have like a dust orb. The kid could be dancing around, you know, stirring up the dust and everything like that. But just on the topic of dust orbs and so on, if you have, say for example, you leave a room and for 2 hours there's no recording or anything like that and there's no movement. When you start recording after about an hour to 2 hours after, anything that actually moves there may be more paranormal than what initially appears, because there's so much dust that's being stirred up. You know, even when people talk, it can cause dust to sort of come off any material or surface in the area itself, you know. And I've seen people with their flashes on their cameras and everything like that. So if you've got the flash or the light there, that's going to illuminate dust. But if you don't have any flash and you get an orb, that's actually a spirit.
Yeah, I've got to go through it again and really look at it, because when I think it was like dusk time. I really can't remember. I was just leaving the video going, just taping, just videoing my rabbit playing, and I was just looking back on one of them, and I'm thinking, oh, okay, I need to look at that a bit more.
Oh, they're beautiful. What kind of rabbits have you got?
I've only got one. He's under the sofa asleep at the moment.
Oh, how cute.
Let me just see. I might actually be able to get a picture of him. Hang on. I've just got to get on the floor though. Right. Let me see. Hang on a minute. This goes a bit awkward. I do apologise. So I'm just trying to. Where is he? Oh, he's not under there.
See, some mother you are.
Or him and he's not. Oh, there he is. What are you doing, you donut? There he is.
Oh, how cute is he? Beautiful. Oh, my daughter would go. My daughter would go crazy.
And
We've got a lot of wild rabbits around here. A lot of the wild ones.
Here, I've got a forest about 2 minutes away, and we have here. And what else do we have around here? Weasels.
Wow.
Yeah, but no, he's cheeky. He'll be 3. I think it's either October or November. So he's still quite a young one.
So how long do they live?
It's with mine, it was the oldest one was 7, 8. So depending on breed, for most breeds, that's more or less the average. They normally say between 5 and 8 years. But one of my first ones that I had not long after I moved into where I am now. Sorry. It's all right. My sister's just sent me a message. All right. Okay. Yeah, I was laying in my hallway, and just because it's nice and cool in my hallway, and it was around about 3 days after she died, and then all of a sudden I'm just laying there and I'm feeling this on my thigh. Just like when a rabbit nudges you with its nose.
Oh.
And I'm thinking to myself, I went, Lulu, well, I said, what are you doing? She was one of my all-time favourites as well. And I've turned around. She's not near me. She's in another room. So I'm thinking, right, okay, must have been imagining. So I went back. And then again. And I'm like, right, okay. I went, Lop. I went, what are you doing? And that was it. And then I had the same thing happen when Lulu died.
Okay, so this was when she died.
Rabbits. Yeah,
okay.
This was about 3 days after she died. And then the same thing happened when Lulu died. Nothing happened when Poppy died. Nothing with Smudge. My black and white one that I had, and he died a couple of years ago. I know he comes and visits occasionally. Because then I find cheeky, he'll go to a certain spot that used to be Wizzy's favourite spot, and he'll just sit there and just watch at nothing, and I'm like, oh, okay, you know, somebody's visiting. Leave them to it.
Just out of interest, do you find that they appear in the same kind of area?
Yeah.
That would probably be an energy well that you've got in that area. Because what I find, it's really common, spirits have a certain area of the home or, you know, a location where they will be more active compared to other parts. And that's usually where they come through. Like my dog, Sam, he comes through the hallway. And that hallway is like a complete portal to all different spirits. I've had ones that come in through my room just walking past. You know, it could be, I watch Prisoner. I don't know whether you've seen Prisoner series. I am hooked on Prisoner. I watch that on YouTube. I mean, I don't watch TV. If I want to watch something on,
Prisoner,
you know, YouTube.
On about Prisoner is in the women's prison program.
It's actually a prison show. Not the new Prisoner, which is, but yeah, it was an old 70s show, and I loved it. I absolutely loved it. And I've watched.
That's not the one down in England, is it?
Cell Block H.
Prisoner Cell Block H. I love that.
With Lizzie and Doreen and all. Well, I'm addicted. I've been addicted since I was a kid to that one.
Darren,
so
Darren has just written from the 70s with vinegar tits.
Yes. Yes, Frankie came up with that name. That's right, Darren. Oh, it was like vinegar tits. No, it was such a good. I've watched every episode on YouTube, and then after that is over, I will watch it again. It's like I watch it from start to finish, and then I watch the end, like the end, and then I watch the beginning right through to the end again. So it's just, I know, it's sad. It's a sad life. I do readings, I spend time with family, and then I watch Prisoner. That's it. It's a cycle. So I don't know. That's my only habit, I guess. Prisoner. Actually, it's quite sad.
Mine is, and I do this once a year. There's an author called Laurel K. Hamilton, and she does the genre like shapeshifter, paranormal, little bit erotic. And there's two main series that she's got. One of them's Anita Blake, and the other one is Mary Gentry. Mary Gentry's about 8 books, and Anita Blake, I think's about 24, 25 books. And once a year, without fail, I will listen to the whole lot, one after the other, no break, literally.
Oh my God, that's dedication.
Definitely.
Maybe that's why the spirits are hanging around me. They're all prisoners. Well, I've had ones tell me about their murdering spree and everything like that, and my body's here and stuff like that. But it's I don't know. And you know what else I went through a habit of watching? I went on Put Locker, and I was watching the old Bewitched series. And
brilliant.
And as soon as it got to the new Darren, I'd go back and watch it for the old Darren, or then I would watch, or I'd watch Roseanne, the Roseanne series.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Right. That was funny. That's my only 3 real shows that I watch, but they're on the internet. The TV is, I've got a TV, but I don't watch it. Even the family have gone off watching TV now.
I very rarely have my TV on, and it's just that my iPad's come out of its cover. Whenever my TV is on, it's normally if I'm streaming something from the iPad over the internet.
Well, that's an idea. I suppose I could make use of the TV in that respect. Probably use a HDMI cable or something like that.
Yeah.
But I've got one of those Alienware computers, like they're the gaming ones.
Yeah.
And really fast, as I need it for, when I do my uploading and stuff like that. Yes, Darren from Bewitched.
Well, I've got plugged into mine that say I've just got a bog standard laptop, but I very rarely use it. I'm mostly on my iPad all the time. And for all like my videos, or if I want to watch stuff online, I do it all over Chromecast.
I haven't heard of that.
It all.
Okay, so Chromecast.
Yeah. So like a little hang on, I'll just go over to my TV. Hang on.
And you put that up on the internet, like on the TV. Sorry.
Yeah, I've just plug it into the TV. Hang on, there we go. That's a Chromecast.
Oh. So where does that go?
That just plugs into the USB slot in your TV.
Yeah.
And with that, it's like you can watch stuff over YouTube on it. It's like, and if you're on a normal computer, over Google Chrome, you can install Chromecast, and it'll cast your browser.
Wow. That's
awesome.
And
and on my iPad, I've got something called Ad Blocker.
Yeah,
which is it's a browser,
but I can cast the screen to my TV over.
That's fantastic.
Over after the little over the dongle.
Wow.
Yes, so I'm a bit of a techno nerd.
You must be. Well, I'm technical things are, a bit out of my, as you can see, where I couldn't get anybody online. I am a whiz at getting people not showing up on my videos. It takes talent. What can I say? I've got talent in not being able to connect people.
Yeah, but you might not be able to do that with the people, but you can most certainly do that with the spirit. So.
Yeah, that's about it. What's frustrating sometimes when they won't cooperate, I get so annoyed with them. But I always say, look, it's up to you. And in the back of my mind, I'm like, please, 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 please. There was actually someone I actually read somewhere was saying that the spirits must read your mind. I know it was someone on the Truth Seekers.
Kevin.
Yeah. And they're not half wrong. Yep. Because they do. I've had cases where I will be thinking of, I'll go and ask the family what they want for dinner. Even though they can fend for themselves as far as I'm concerned half the time. Because they get to that fussy point, like I've got my young one, she's like, I don't want that. And, she'll want pizza or she'll want, some junk food. And I'm like, no. And then she's got all these, this plate with a portion outlines showing where the vegetables, where the fish goes, where the meat, that type of thing in portions. But she makes it up to the school. She's following that, but she doesn't follow that. She will not eat vegetables. So if anyone can come up with an idea on how to get your young one to eat vegetables, let me know, because she won't eat mashed potato, but she'll eat chips. Go figure. I feel like getting the chips and mashing them up and then putting them in front of her and say, well, there's your mashed potato. There's your chips.
Show her.
I've done it. I've sat there. But then again, she is a natural blonde. So she has this, She is very smart, though. I've got to give her credit where it's due. But when it comes to certain things, I don't know how I've got around with her and eating certain things that she normally wouldn't eat. But everything's got to be healthy. But when I get lazy, I'll say, all right, we'll order pizza.
Okay.
And
there's
pizza.
There's a couple of comments for you on the chat, Karen.
Oh, let me go in there and have a look.
Darren says, what are the shining silver cords I've seen above people's heads, please?
Oh. Hang on. What are the shining silver cords you've seen above? Well, that would actually be the energy, the light that spirit must be attracted to. I've never actually seen that. But if you have, then, as I said, everyone must have a skill. Everyone has a certain ability, where some people don't, others compensate that. But that everyone, from what Spirit has told me, do have a light above them. And they tell me that, because I've asked them, what does the light look like that you go into? Is it all white? And they say, no, it's not all white. It's actually like, they've described it like an aurora borealis, that it actually moves. And as they get closer to it, if it begins to move away, they often get scared that maybe we're not meant to go into that light. So that's where some of them will, hold back from going into a light because of the fact that they think that they aren't supposed to go into that light because it's moving. But that's the light they're meant to cross into. So in order for, it's like a pulse. If you think about like how the heart beats, basically, that's how they've described it. It's like a pulse, and as they get closer to it, it almost takes them into it, and that might be that tunnel effect people talk about, you know, when they're having a near-death experience. I'm only surmising, you know. Yeah, I'm only surmising from the way that they've described it to me. That's how it came across, like, you know, that kind of, it's pulls you into it type of thing. So it's like a, you know, it's got to be like a magnetic force, like a invisible magnetic force of some kind, that once you have spirit eyes and you're only seeing things through spirit eyes, then you will see all that. You know, the person only has a limited vision. Each person can only see a limited amount of things. I've had cases where I've sat down and during readings, I don't know whether it's because I go into like some type of, I wouldn't say channeling or meditation, because I don't usually meditate. I usually do like a breathing session, but it's strange because as the person sitting there, I begin to see their aura. I begin to see the aura around them with all these different types of colours going in and out of it, and you know, I'll see like little colours begin to form, and I'll say to them, have you had a migraine or a neck pain? Because like on that side of the head would be this like dark area that sort of comes down, and see go into that, like breaking the aura. It's really weird, and they will acknowledge that they have actually had that. Now, I've never, this is one thing that freaked me out at first because I had never studied that. And when you're starting to see things like that, you're thinking you're hallucinating because there's no explanation. If you haven't gone into that studying and you're suddenly seeing these things, you're like, hang on, what's happening to me? And, I mean, as a child, when I saw the spirits and I would talk about them, I got to the point I stopped talking about them until I was noticing if anyone noticed them. You know, I'd look at others to see if they've noticed what I see, and if they don't acknowledge it, I'd shut up. You know, so that's how it got, because growing up you were always ridiculed as a child. It was like, you don't talk about that, you know, oh, she's got imaginary friends, just ignore it, you know. A vivid imagination my daughter has, and patting me on the head like a puppet kind of thing. And it was really embarrassing because of all the people I wanted to, you know, give me support, didn't. And it wasn't until after, when this woman came to deliver some stuff to my mother, for example, all of a sudden she's there with her daughter. I could see the daughter, and I said, can me and your daughter go and play in my cubby house? And she said, what does she look like? And I thought she was playing a game with me, and I described the girl, and I was smiling because of the fact I thought she was just playing a game with me. And the girl was smiling as well.
Okay.
And then she said, you ask her name. So I said, what's your name? And she told me. And I was only about 8 or 9 at the time. So I was playing along with this woman's game, you know, that I thought she was just trying to pretend that she couldn't see her daughter. And then she just, you know, it was really confronting having this adult hug me and crying. And I'm thinking I did something wrong because she's gone from smiling to bawling her eyes out. And my mum's giving me this look that could kill, you know, like, I've told you don't talk about this. And I didn't know what to think because this woman was encouraging me to talk about it.
Sure.
And she tells my mother that I just described her daughter who was hit by a car the week before and killed.
Wow.
And that was the first confrontation I had that the person that I was seeing was not supposed to be there, that they were actually deceased. So having that and this woman crying and my mother looking at me in that way, it wasn't easy. And it took me a long time. Yeah, it took me a long time to get over that. And even till today, you know, I still have those memories of that day where I had that realization that what I was seeing were dead people. You know, like Order said about his, what was it? He described it in one video. I've got like that sixth sense, like the movie. I hope not, but that's the only way, in a way, that I can say, yeah, I guess I have. But there are times where I just hear them. I think some of them don't want me to see them. I've had one where I was at a cemetery, as a lawn cemetery, and I went out there, and that's where I meet my friend Ruth, who is also a spirit, and she's actually volunteered to show herself appearing in front of the camera.
Okay.
And I'll put that up on Speakers. She walks into the screen, she's smiling at the camera, and she was really comfortable. The first thing she was saying is my makeup okay? Because she had makeup. But then I had other spirits there, and I'd say, can you show yourself to me? I can hear you, but I can't see you. And they'd say, you don't want to see what we look like. You know, so they were very conscious of the way they looked. They didn't want to scare me.
Okay.
So they're very considerate. You know, they are considerate. If they don't feel they're going to be the nice-looking spirit that I'm going to be comfortable with, they won't show themselves.
Okay.
But there are a lot.
The first spirit
There are a lot.
I'm just trying to think how old I was. I think I was about 7, and it was my uncle. He died it was sort of accidentally on purpose type thing. And it's a couple of days after he died, and I woke up, just woke up, and it's my uncle sitting at the bottom of my bed. And he said to me that he came just to say goodbye. And it was funny enough because I was actually talking to my cousin, sort of his daughter, the other day, and she was saying to me, out of all of our cousins, now my mum was one of 13 children, typical big Irish family, and she said to me that I was one of his best nieces, or out of the kids, and I can remember telling my mum about it, and she said, well, that doesn't surprise me, because the night his accident happened, my mum dreamt it. So it's been quite nice, because it's something in my family that has always been spoken about openly and not shunned upon.
That's good.
Because of my nan's experiences, my mum died for 3 minutes when she was giving birth to one of my sisters, and she said she saw herself like above herself watching, and she saw my sister. Yeah. So it's in some ways it's actually really, really nice, but then in other ways it's a bit scary. It's like, especially because I have seen the odd one or two dark shadows, and I'm like, close your eyes back again, and it's like, bugger off, I don't want to know you. And then there was one, I was semi awake and semi asleep. I've actually put a video up on my channel of it, and it was actually a dream of what I had. But in some ways it wasn't a dream, because I was awake. But it was almost like an attack. Is it? I can't really explain it. It was
like sleep paralysis?
Pardon?
Sleep paralysis?
No, it wasn't sleep paralysis, because between it I got up and had a cigarette.
Okay.
But no, it's really weird. So it's like, now I know that there's something that runs mainly on the female side of my family, and anything that does happen, personally don't get freaked out. It's like, okay, that's happened, or I can't find something, and then maybe 10 minutes later I go back to the place and I find it there, and I'm just like, okay, who's playing around with me? So I'm just so used to it, but I've just never tried to develop it.
I don't know how, you know, some people say develop the gift, so to speak.
Mm?
I really don't know whether it's something you do or whether you're given that ability through spirit.
I know with my sister, through a friend of hers, she was told that she's got healing hands.
Mm-hmm.
And my sister now does Reiki, but she also does oh God, what was it she said? Attuning, which is really interesting. But she's gone a bit OTT with it. My sister, I'm just more of a, but it could be a gift from spirit. I don't. It's
I
still,
really do believe that they choose who they want to show themselves to, and who they want to have an ability.
yeah.
I just wish they'd give me a bit of warning. There was one time I was having a shower washing my hair, and can you believe, I always say, stay out of my bathroom, give me some privacy. But I was washing my hair, and you know you usually close your eyes when you're doing that, and I had someone blow in my ear. I was livid. I was absolutely beside myself. I'm thinking, how dare you come into my private area and blow in my ear while I'm trying to wash my hair? And I was so angry that day, and I tell you what, they all kept away from me. I had not one spirit around me that whole 24 hours because I didn't. I really just went off my head because that is a private area. And if you don't put if you don't say, you've got to stay out of this, they will walk in while you're getting changed or you're doing anything. Kevin's saying, do they ever scare you? No, I don't think I've ever really been scared. I've been surprised, but not scared.
I suppose where it's been something that's been with you since such a young age, it's part of your daily life nowadays.
Yes, that's a good way of putting it, because based on the experiences I've had, dates have been absolute hell, relationships have been hell. You have partner who is like, yeah, okay, she's seeing something now. You got things rattling in the kitchen drawers, and they're like, what is that? And you say, oh, well, that is so-and-so. Chris used to be so angry with my ex. He just didn't want him around me, and I know why now. But at that time, it was everyone's saying it frightened me. Oh, Julie's had one blow in her face. That's a nice way of putting it, Julie. I would be very frightened if they did that in my face too. But
probably wake anybody up.
I have been shaken awake. I've been shaken awake, and that sort of takes me back. That's what my trick
was.
I'm just seeing these messages pop up. I'm finally seeing the chat room, and everything's being sort of like, I don't know whether it's a delayed effect or something. I'm just reading all their notes at the same time. But yeah, it is something you grow up with. It's second nature. I can't imagine, to be honest with you, being alone without spirit around me. I can't imagine it. That day that I went, I went off my head at them, and I felt, oh my God, they've left me. And I started crying because I thought, how am I going to deal with this if they're not there with me? Because I'm so used to it. It's like having a family and then all of a sudden they're gone.
Sure.
And you feel alone, and you're like, oh my God. And if you've got readings and people depend on you, see, with the readings, to be honest with you, if I was to do a reading without spirit telling me what's going on in this person's life, I would
Get
be
lost.
absolutely lost, because I'm sitting there waiting for them to tell me what this person wants, what's going on in their life, what they want, so to speak. So this is my way of saying to them, look, this is not me. Don't give the credit to me. Give the credit to spirit. Because if it wasn't for them telling me what's going on in your life, I wouldn't have
Sorry for laughing. I've just read what Darren's just written. It's just made me crack up laughing.
Yeah, I know. It must be a delayed effect.
Oh, Darren, you're so good. Oh,
you wish, Darren. You wish you could get them to touch you. I'll send Chris around. Would you like to go, Chris? No answer.
he's probably off visiting somewhere.
He's probably over there with Darren. Yes, all these New Zealanders. I want to go to New Zealand one day. That's a place I want to visit. Mind you, I've never been to America. I've never been out of the country. But I really... That's a good point, Karen, whether it's developed. Yes. Thank you, Zena. I probably should turn off looking at chat because I'm getting distracted. Okay, there you are. So basically with my readings, I've had people that have turned up and they say, basically that everything that I've said is right, and that, oh, you're so good, and it's not a matter of me being good, it's a matter of spirit giving the right information.
Sure.
So the interesting thing is when they say, you couldn't possibly have checked up on me, and I wouldn't be bothered anyway. I can't be bothered looking at people's profiles. If they're on my friends list as an example, and because I'm not handling my bookings, I see what comes up in a news feed on Facebook as an example, but I will either see what's on that news feed, but that's it. That's as far as I visit. I don't go into their profiles or anything like that. But they have actually said everything on my profile gives one image to the outside. They see a happy couple. They see, me and my husband as being loving and close and everything. And yet here I am telling them what spirits say is not a loving, close relationship at all. It is everything but a loving, close relationship, and they are floored at the fact that they know then spirit is watching them, that there is that information that's coming through where they're telling the things that have happened. It is amazing. I sit back and I love the feedback because I'm often gobsmacked at what spirit have said about things coming. Like, for example, one lady, I said, the spirit said, tell her to be careful when driving because her back wheel's going to go and her car is going to fishtail. And she said, oh, no, that's all right. I've got all that covered. My 4 tyres were replaced last week. I said, well, that's good. I'm only telling you what they're saying. Then a couple of days later, she writes to one of my PAs saying, Karen said that I had to be careful when driving because my back tire was going to blow and the car was going to fishtail. And she said, may God strike me dead. I was driving along this road and I've got new tyres on my car and something stuck into my tyre, whether it be a glass or a branch or some metal thing or whatever. And she said, my tyre completely blew out. She said, I was going 80 miles an hour and the car fishtailed.
Wow.
She said, how the hell would she know that? You know, and it wasn't me knowing that, it was Spirit knowing that. So Spirit do see things in advance. I don't believe that we personally can see them.
I was told by a clairvoyant friend of mine, going back quite a few years now, that one way that like spirit loved ones like to show themselves is like if you see an empty field just with one flower.
Mm-hmm.
Things that look slightly out of place. So I don't know how true that is. I know for me personally, if I do see something like that, I'm just like, thank you.
Actually ask your loved ones to give you a sign.
Mm.
There was one tree that I had in my front yard, a small bush near the letterbox, and it was supposed to be a flowering bush. And I asked my grandfather that, you know, for years I'm thinking, you haven't even visited me. It took him 10 years to come and visit me.
Wow.
And I'm thinking, okay, well, if you don't want to visit me, maybe you want to give me a sign. So I said, there is that tree, and I pointed to it. I said, that tree near the letterbox has never had a flower on it. I said, you can do something for me. And I said, Pa, I want you to make a flower appear on it. Well, the next week I went out to get the mail. The whole bush was covered in flowers.
Wow.
Completely covered with those massive flowers. Now, he was a green thumb. You know, he would put like a cutting in the ground and it would grow into a bush. He would put like carnation cuttings in the ground. You know, just stick them in the ground, no treating them or no putting them in some type of osmosis thing, and they would just grow. He just had this gift of, you know, growing plants. And this complete bush that had been sitting there for nearly 15 years without a flower on it. I knew it was a flowering plant, but it never seemed to flower. I thought maybe there's too much acid in the soil. You know, maybe it's the soil, that type of thing, because it always has an effect on things. And then a few weeks later, I wasn't even paying attention. I go to the letterbox, I get the mail out, I turn around and walk up, and I'm like, hang on a minute. And I turn, that bloody bush is covered in flowers. And I completely walked right up past the bush, walked back away from the bush, and it wasn't until I was halfway up the drive, and I turned and I saw the flowers, and I knew that was his sign. So, and the funny thing was, he was a non-believer, my grandfather, and he was very, you know, like people who do that kind of stuff and readings, they're playing with the devil. Everything was, you know, religion. I was drummed into my head about religion this, religion that. You're going to go to hell if you talk to the dead, blah, blah, blah. So, of course, when he finally visited me, that particular day that he visited, I hugged him and I said, where have you been? You know, you showed me the flowers, but why did it take you so long? And he was actually shocked. He's sort of like looking at me, surprised that I know that he's deceased and that it's his spirit that I'm seeing. And I get on the whistleblower, you know, contacting my aunt saying, guess who finally came to visit me today? Pa came to visit. So it was funny. At the same time, my aunt, who is also quite skeptical, she said, oh, my God. She said, I had a dream last night that he came to visit me.
Wow.
And I said, was he wearing a blue jumper? She said, I'm almost falling off the chair here. She said he was wearing the blue jumper because he had this blue jumper that he never wanted to wear. And he had this blue jumper on in both our visits. In the same day, he visited both of us. The other aunt he didn't visit, probably because she's a little bit more emotional. She would, be too upset. And she's actually got his ashes in her home. So the one that he didn't visit, his ashes are in her home.
Wow.
It is amazing.
There's a
But he
comment,
visited.
I was going to say there's a comment there from Julie. She said, Karen, can you talk about spirits who mimic your voice? I don't like that, and they do that at my home once in a while.
Okay.
It's
I'll just read that. Okay. Are you talking about mimicking your voice or mimicking someone else's voice?
You're welcome, Julie.
Julie, are you talking about them mimicking your own voice or someone else around you?
Her voice.
Oh, wait. Okay. Well, okay. Sometimes the only way that they're going to get you to pay attention is through any means. They can have you hear your child's voice when your child is clearly at school. And you may hear playing in your child's room when your child's at school and you know no one's there. So whatever is going to get your attention, they will get your attention in a way that they know is going to make a reaction. All you've got to say to these ones that are using your voice, and it's quite possible though, Julie, that they may actually sound like you, because remember, with spirit, they do prefer to be using their own vocal way of speaking, but they don't have a voice box. So remember, they've got to utilize the energy in the environment. And if you're giving off a lot of energy, they're probably, you're probably hearing what sounds like your own voice, and it could be very disturbing. But I don't think that they would mind if you asked them not to use or mimic your own voice. If you're polite to spirit, they will reciprocate a lot more in an honourable way than if you were being rude or offensive to them. But they pretty much know where they stand with me. They can't hide from me. I've had ones that have completely opened up wardrobe doors because it's their way of getting attention. If I don't want to pay attention to them, I still have them interacting around me, but it doesn't mean I'm always, listening to what they say. Sometimes I've even had headphones on to try and block them out so I can, have a sleep or something, and they'll talk through my headphones. Where there's a will, there's a way.
It must be really at times.
Sorry?
That must be really annoying at times, especially if you're trying to concentrate on something.
Yes, it is, especially if I'm trying to listen to EVPs and I've got one still coming through, and then I replay it back and that voice is not there, and I know that it's someone else talking to me. Because there have been those occasions where I've thought, oh, that's a really good EVP, but it's actual spirit. Now, one just appeared near me just a moment ago. I felt them around me. I don't know whether anyone noticed a spark over in this area, but I've actually got, I think it's Is that you, Chris? Chris, can you make a ball of light near me? Can you show?
Now that corner in the top corner just went a little bit fuzzy.
He's definitely around me. I can hear him breathing. With Chris, he likes to breathe. Sometimes he'll breathe really heavy.
Mm.
But
Oh, Darren just wrote, everybody just froze. I thought it was great, that video, the EVP of him laughing.
oh, I know.
Well, I'm like, oh my God.
He just cracked up every time I pointed to Steve Huff's head. He would burst out laughing, and I thought, I've got to record this. So I did it on the sly, actually. I grabbed my iPhone, put it on the record, and then I pointed to his head again. He just cracked up. And he wasn't impressed, though, when he saw me uploading it, I must say. At first, I couldn't upload it to my account. And then he was, I really don't like you doing that unless you tell me. And then he said to me about the freedom of information.
Yeah. That
spirits have this code as well. And he was only joking with me, but, it was his way of saying, you ask permission next time. But every time he heard himself laugh, he'd start giggling. He'd be like, It's funny. Some of the things he comes out with. What was it one day? Oh, that's right. I went shopping one day and I bought squid. And I was making this, baby octopus, sorry. I was making some kind of, Asian dish.
Mm.
And it was $6.95, the price, $6.95. And it came up on the thing, $6.99 on the actual scale. And as I was giving the $7 to the woman, I walked off, she gave me the stuff, and I walked off, and Chris says to me, she didn't give you your change. And I said, what? And he said, she took your change. She didn't give you your change back. You've got to go back and ask for your change because it was $6.99 and she took your whole $7, right? Because they rounded up. And I went back and I said, do I get change? Oh, it was so funny. He does that to me. Like, if I'm eating, he'll say to me, you've spilled some food on yourself. So I'm looking down, trying to see where I've spilt food, and there's nothing there, and I get this laughing. It's like, Major, look. Oh, the good one was I went out of my room. I went into the kitchen, and as I was leaving the room to go to the kitchen, I hear, Karen, Karen, Karen. So I come in, I said, what, Chris? And he said, how far would you have been if I didn't call you back?
Sounds like quite a character, actually.
He is. I think he's quite an old character, but he's got such a bizarre sense of humour, and it really pisses me off sometimes.
You sure he's a British?
I don't know, but he's very Australian. Like, in my opinion, his voice is very Aussie. He was actually a homeless person, but that was by choice, he said. He wanted to be homeless. He didn't want to have a place that was materialistic. And that's why he said he likes to be around me, because of the fact that, I do without a lot of different things, like TV. There are times I'll sit in the dark because I don't really need the light. If I go to a cemetery, for example, I don't take a torch because they tell me which way to go. You know, like at best, there was one time, because there were like steps or something like that, like little ledges around the grave, I didn't want to trip over anything, so I took one of those red lights, because they say to me, turn off the light. They don't like the light. So out of respect, I'll either go to an area where I can park and just sort of like either sit in the car or, you know, walk to the seat or a close grave near the car, and I don't have to go far now. So they will come around. I've had them come up on the bonnet, sit in the car, go for a drive around the cemetery inside the car with me, you know, telling me, be careful of the bumps. You know, what was one saying, and I actually got on the video, where they're saying you should sell tickets, you know, like to go for a ride in your car. You know, little things that they come out with, it's quite humorous. But I've had ones that have come up asking me if I will, you know, pass messages on to people. I had one who really took the floor. I put the camera down and I said, do you have anyone or any message you want to pass on? He was talking about, you know, how he would want to tell Gary that he's sorry and all these other names that he was coming up with. All these other names that he was coming up with. Sorry, I'm being touched. I thought it was hair at first. He's touching me. Sorry. Oh my God. Enough. I've just constantly got this touching over my face. I thought it was like, I thought I had hair in my mouth for a second. I'm like, but I could feel his finger as I'm touching. Okay, he's gone. So anyway, story of my life. And it was his finger, by the way, just in case there is like, you know, mortis on there, because he sent me this thing that was pretty full on. But anyway, yeah, he said every time you yawn, a spirit does something in your mouth.
Okay. That's different.
And I was like, ooh, I don't want to hear anything about that. But anyway, getting back to the story, I actually sat this camera down. He was going on about give this message, you know, talking about Gary and all these other names that he was popping up with. And he was really interfering with the equipment, really interfering with it. And it got to the point where I said, okay, have you finished? And he said yes. And so I started to say something like, would anyone else like to say something in here? And he said, but I am not yet finished. You know, I don't know whether you saw the camera go.
Yeah, I just saw it.
Yeah, they're playing with the cameras. I've got the camera set up over here. It's a monitor to different areas of the home, and I've only got 2 on at the moment. But if one goes off, you know they're fiddling around with it because they are trying to get my attention, because I just heard him saying, you've got to turn and look at me. He wants my attention. I know. I saw it. All right, you play with that then. I'll bring it. Come here.
And just above the cameras are, Karen, next to the is that a red curtain you've got there?
Yeah, that's a silk curtain.
Okay, well, you've got like a lighter red right next to it. Would have been where the cameras, and that keeps going quite bright there.
I haven't got anything there.
Now, where your cameras are,
these.
How can I explain it? You've got your curtain. I've just taken a screenshot because then I can send it to you later. It would be
hang on, I've got a. It would be to your left, but more or less into the corner. If you look on your screen, it will be in the corner.
Oh, that might be the touch light. There's like a little touch light that he will touch sometimes.
Okay, you got the touch light there because it keeps going brighter every now and then.
Yeah, he touches it. Sometimes if I'm wearing my headphones and I've got to that point where I say to him, I don't want you talking through my headphones, I put the touch light there and he touches it.
And he touches it. Okay, got you.
So he's probably doing it to show off because he knows people can see.
Mm.
He'll do that sometimes. It's funny. So this is like part of the area. You probably won't be able to see it, but when they start playing, Chris, can you go in one of those rooms and turn the camera off? Probably in this area of the home. When you're ready. So he will probably turn it off when he feels like getting his finger out and doing something. Because it's like, I'll do it when I'm ready. I asked him once if I could take his photo and he said, I'm not an effing dog. So...
Charming.
I can barely see that. Turn over and see.
He probably deliberately won't do it now.
We'll see. Sometimes he will, sometimes he won't. He has this, you know, he will do his own thing kind of thing. You know, Mr. Attitude.
Oops.
Did he do it?
No. It's still both on.
Yeah. This particular room in the house here is my daughter's room. And she likes to have the camera going because she keeps getting disturbed. And when I can see them disturbing her or going in her room, she asks me to go in and tell them to stop because she can't sleep. So it's got to that point where I have actually put up a video. I'll show you a very quick one if I can, just of where they went to her room. Oh, hang on. No, before I do, I might put this one on. This is where I was telling you about that spirit who was talking. I'll try and get it. Hang on. I'll bring it up for you. I find this quite fascinating. I'll put that down. So here is a cemetery one. You'll hear him in a minute. I think it's up about here. Karen. Can you hear that?
Yeah.
Can you hear the way he's talking? It's like he's really breathless. It's like, can you hear? Can you hear? Can you hear?
It sounds like his laugh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now you listen carefully and you'll actually hear him rattling off more. I think he may have had a voice problem, this one, or he may have had some type of disability, because he just wouldn't let up. Now, where's the part where I'll just... All right, that's where it turns off for no reason, and I turned it back on. That's when I went to the cemetery. That light you can see isn't actually a light. It's a full spectrum
Okay.
lighting. Here is... I'll try and find that bit where... Hang on. It must be down here. Sorry.
To that, to actually help me to see really well when I'm out doing these types of...
It's a bit boring, that bit. You'll hear him actually start talking up around this area. He's very quiet, and then he's getting to talk. Now that's just a GoPro in full spectrum. You can hear him yelling out things. This is where I let him talk. Big mistake. Because he wouldn't shut up.
But you need to introduce yourself first. You have to say, my name is, and your name, and who the message is for, what the message is.
Stop it, Chris.
He's in a box.
No, that's the GoPro.
Yeah, no, on the video.
That's just the GoPro.
If you can move me that blue light, that'll give me the indication.
I don't use those spirit boxes when I go out there, unless I'm doing a group session.
Okay.
But this is just the GoPro, and the GoPro wouldn't make this kind of noise on its own. That's what I mean about interfering with the equipment.
Sure.
Here is another one, just very quickly. I think this is the... Where are we? Let's move into this area. That's the GoPro that was making that noise.
Talk to your loved ones.
So it's from 2 different camera angles, and as you can hear, there's no spirit box.
Who's knocking? Yeah, I wish I had some stuff to stop the mosquitoes.
Yes, I start talking about mosquitoes there, sorry. This is because they were actually talking into that recorder.
Okay.
So when they're not talking to me or they're talking into one device, it won't be that they're talking directly at me. So they target where they want to talk. But I can hear them, but they're muffled. So it's... But this is from the different angle altogether. It just proves also to the person watching that there is no, as in a spirit box being used.
Sure.
Here is... Oh, this is interesting, this bit. Hang on. This is where they throw something out for me to go out there. They're luring me. Pay attention to this area over here. There's nothing there. Now watch when they throw it.
Who's there? What's that? Oh, it's the cord.
Now see that light?
Yeah.
That wasn't there before.
Rhonda.
And watch over here. One thing that's interesting around cemeteries, you get a lot of orbs, but the ones that are like the rod orbs. Now that's the rose garden, which is where they put the crematorium.
It'd be great if you could keep the mozzies off me.
Oh, it's rampant there. But you'll see the object that they throw to lure me out there.
Anyone here? Karen.
There's another Karen there, by the way, not me.
Oh,
I'm not talking to myself.
I'll be back in a minute, Karen.
Okay.
When? Yeah. They've done that. I'll get you up there. Yeah.
Don't make that noise.
Let me know.
Now you'll see that they throw something down here, over here.
Oh.
At this point, I didn't notice it. There's so many there.
Really busy.
Ready?
Okay, guys, well, I'm going to go now.
Watch when they don't want me to go.
Had a nice time with me here.
See the light?
Yeah.
There?
What's that on the ground?
They don't want me to go. They wanted me to stay. So this is where
Oh. Can you move? Can you move that thing on the ground?
so there's the indication of the light that was there before.
Yeah.
And now there's something here.
Yes.
The mozzies. But you watch what is on the ground when I get down there. It is quite a freaky looking shape too.
Someone bring the girl over here. It's still raining. Okay. Is someone here?
See here?
Yeah.
It's like a hook.
Yeah.
Ruth, was that you? Ruth, are you here? It's strange. Nobody. Okay. Hmm. What is it?
If you listen closely, you'll hear them talking.
Oh my God. Okay.
So I didn't pick it up because I knew I'd be carrying one home with me.
Mm-hmm.
They're saying pick it up.
Alright. Well, thank you for having me. Thank you for letting me come out here. And what I'll do, I'll go home now and I'll play back.
So that was one encounter. It was actually quite an interesting night because of the fact that they were able to interact on 2 different cameras, and you're hearing all that noise. Like, I knew you would ask whether it was like a spirit box or something, because that kind of sound is something you would expect to be from a spirit box.
Yeah.
But that was when I walked out and all that noise was going. That was actually coming from inside the unit of the GoPro.
Oh wow.
So yeah, and that was a brand new GoPro, one that had been designed with the full spectrum like light, you know. It was amazing. But they got right up to it, talking into it. That point where something was thrown and it was at my feet, I turned around expecting to find something. I thought I might have stepped on something, but just on the other camera, on the GoPro, you can actually hear, if you go into that later and watch it, the spirit actually saying, don't hit her, because someone was either throwing something at me or in my direction. And for a second I thought I'd stepped on something, because I get disorientated when I go to cemeteries. There's so many going like around me talking that it's just voice after voice. But I do have one on there with the gown that goes past the actual camera itself.
Oh well, I'll have to take a look at that one.
Truth Seekers. Yeah. So that one's it is really fascinating. The voices are so clear, and the camera was sitting on the floor of that area. So that gazebo is really active. There's a lot of spirits that just hang out in there. I took them chocolate one night, and honestly, when I went to pick up the box to put it up on the seat, all the chocolate inside had gone. I didn't even see it get taken out. But I put down like those little TV snack things. They're like little caramel things dipped in chocolate. And I put them on the ground in that location where the camera was on the floor. And I went to pick it up as I was leaving to put it up on the chair for them. And it was empty. I said, you pigs, you've eaten them all. I didn't even get one. Yeah, it's amazing. They do love chocolate. And then they were telling me they want Kit Kat. Next time I've got to take Kit Kats.
Oh, no.
So, I know.
That's crazy. I was going to say, I'm going to go through Karen, because my asked me to go up to the swimming pool.
Oh, fun.
So it's a gorgeous day outside, and I'm indoors today. So.
Wow, I will go and enjoy yourself. It's 11:27 p.m. here.
Yeah, it's
so
almost 3:30 in the afternoon here. So.
Wow. Big difference. Well, you know what? Sometimes I think I should have been born on the other side of the road because of the time difference. You know, I get that second wind and I'm awake all night, and then I've got them around me. Yeah, big mistake. All right. Well, it's been lovely talking to you. I hope you've enjoyed it.
You too.
And
you enjoyed it.
Yeah, and I'm so sorry for you invading your channel.
It doesn't matter. It's like I've said to Scott, if he's not able to do the Saturday one, I'm always willing to do it through my channel anyway. So.
Oh, bless your heart.
No.
All right.
And it's say if I'm around next Friday and the same thing happens, I can always turn my laptop on and stream it through mine.
Oh, thank you so much for your time, Zara. I really appreciate it.
No problem. More than
All
well.
right, Dale. You have a great day. Have fun at the pool.
You too.
Get a tan for me. I don't go in the sun. See you later.
All right, bye, Karen. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye, everybody.
Bye. I'll turn this off.